What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. Let's flip it so you can see what I see. All right. Camera's a little out of whack, but that's all right. I'll just move over a little bit. All right, mic check. Mic check is complete. How's everybody feeling tonight? Who's with me? Blues guy, always saying something nice in the chat. JMB. I don't know why I want to call you Jimbo. I think because you're just missing an I, right? Even though it's a 0 and not an O. Anyways, how you doing, brother? Thanks for being here. Or sister. Let me get to the internet. So how are we feeling today? Things been pulling back. It's already a Thursday. It's a little bit of an ugly day. Where's Bitcoin at right now? 121,712. Remember when we wished that we could be above 100,000? Anybody? Anybody remember when we really wished that we were above 100,000? Let me post in the Discord that we're live. Maybe that'll help a few people trickle in. All right. And then I guess I should do it in the community charts. Orhan in the building. What's up, man? Appreciate you hopping on in here. And yeah, we're talking about how today's been a little dismal and a little bit of a pullback. I know you're feeling it because you're always trading something, Orhan. Just chugged me in an espresso like 20 minutes ago. I'm waiting for it to kick in. Honestly, feeling pretty good energy-wise. Streaming can kind of suck the energy right out of you. Hold up, that didn't sound right. How are we looking on the hour? So Co-AI, after all of that pumping yesterday, is down a little bit. Still probably one of the biggest thing on the weekly. Look at that bubble on the weekly. Still holding, 1,600%, almost 1,700%. Dang. And we talked about it. I think we talked about it before it pumped, if I'm not mistaken. Garden Warrior in the house. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for dropping something in the comments so that I know that you're here. I hope everybody's ready to raise that crypto IQ. We're going to be talking about layer 3s today. We've talked about layer 0, layer 1, layer 2, but what is the layer 3? Anybody know without Googling it? Orhan says it's been a good day. I'm glad to hear that. In the market or just in general, Orhan? So let's see. World Liberty Finance. Not a lot of green stuff. MemeX up a little bit. Tau getting to 1.2. This is on the hour, by the way, guys. So Zcash. It's pretty good, honestly, for the hour. Zcash getting another 20% today. Didn't have that on my crypto bingo card. I really didn't. So let's talk about a little bit of price action. Bitcoin, 121,766. Blues guy in the house rolling on in. Says, hey guys, popping in to say hi. I'll be missing part of the stream tonight. Gotta go, rehearsal for upcoming show. Understood. I'll catch you tomorrow, brother. It's a lot of fun. Hope all is doing well. All right. No worries, man. No worries. You're always here supporting us. We understand. And I hope that rehearsal goes great. I hope the show goes great. So $4,372 for Ethereum. We got BNB at $1,258. XRP $2.81. Solana at $221. Dogecoin at 24, high 24, almost 25 cents. I'm glad to see it holding a little bit. Cardano, well, Tron at 33 cents. Not to skip Tron. I know that Blues guy likes Tron. Cardano, 81 cents. What else we got? Chainlink, $22. Sweet at $3.41. And Avalanche at $28.40. Hyperliquid at $44. And I think HBAR is usually the last one I do at 21 cents. Orhan says, what instrument? Pretty sure he specializes in the harmonica, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so let's see what's trending. Let's hop on into it. Orhan says he's in the money on what? On Bitcoin? What are you in the money on? BNB? How many trades you got open right now, Orhan? So Undead Games still trending, up 198.5% in the last 7 days. Let's look at that chart, man. Very squarish on the max. Well, I don't know what chart they were showing me. This one. Yeah, look. You know, this is very odd price action. If you know, you know. It just kind of not doing anything, shoots up, holds it, shoots up. This actually did retrace a lot more. It's been as high as $2.77, so it was up over 100%. Chipper in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. Zin, Cody, Pardai, BNB, Zcash, Sol, and ETH. Yeah, he's killing it. What's up, Chipper? Thanks for saying what's up in the chat. I do appreciate that. And we're looking at what's trending. We're just kicking off. We're just getting started. And let's see. We got SX Network, which we did talk about yesterday. It's up 65% in the last 7 days. Zcash, of course, just absolutely running wild. I like how they have a little buy button there. You could just straight buy it. No wonder why it's pumping. Zora getting it going. Railgun. I put out a reel about Railgun today, if you saw it. Look at that chart, man. Look at Railgun's chart here. In the last 24 hours. The 7 day looks even more impressive. I mean, from $1.24 to where it's at now. Who had this on their crypto bingo card? Haven't heard about Railgun in a long time. Orhan says layer 3. Says he got that very bottom. Hey, good job. Well, what's a layer 3? He says. Well, we're gonna deep dive into that. We're gonna figure it out. Of course, at first we're gonna be talking about what is trending to make sure that we have our finger on the pulse. But we will be raising that crypto IQ for sure. Tensor trending. I know a lot of people think Tensor is gonna do like Ethereum or Bitcoin type moves historically. So Chain Opera AI, Co-AI, which has just been absolutely going crazy. And then FET, wow, artificial superintelligence actually getting some attention. Does that mean we'll see some move out of it? I hope so, because I certainly have some bags. But nothing that we haven't really seen there. Let's go to Crypto Rank. Fear and Greed Index at 64. So in the greed, but it's coming down. Definitely coming down. Crypto Maniac in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. I never know if I should say good morning or good night. For me, it's nighttime, so good night. I guess we'll just go with whatever I'm at. But I doubt it's nighttime. Well, I doubt. I know it's not nighttime where Orhan is. Glad that you guys made it. Glad that you guys are here. I hope you're ready to raise that crypto IQ. We're going to be talking about layer 3s and what that term even means. And so let's look. Lena, Plasma, XPL, Aster, 00. We have covered these coins so many times. Really looking for new coins on the radar. We're probably going to find most of our new coins in the Top Gainers, Top Losers. Crypto Maniac says it's night. All right, it's night for me as well. For sure, for sure. Cajun, just going to bring it up again. I do like their website, like their color format. I like this green color. This is nice. But you can't just buy something based off of the color on their website. But I do hold the like website in a high esteem. Like if you have a really boring website, a very small percent, but I would say, I don't know what percent of people, guys, do you think goes to a crypto project's website? What do you think it's like? Maybe 5%, 3%? Well, if their website sucks, even if it's a small percent, those people are not going to buy, right? I've gone to websites of coins that I was really interested in, and their website was garbage. And you know what? I didn't buy those coins. And you know, it's really funny is looking back on it, a lot of times they were coins that didn't really do anything. Like they didn't have good self-respect for themselves, or they didn't have good management to tell them, like they had a bunch of yes men around them that wouldn't tell them that their website was garbage. They weren't competing, you know? So what is Kgen, right? We are transforming the distribution infrastructure for the digital economy, powered by verified real users. So there are a lot about this whole verifying real users, a gaming ID, that kind of thing, but they also have a store as well. So let me finish. Our reputation framework lets us own their digital ID. Lets users own their digital ID. That's better. While businesses grow with speed and trust, focusing on AI, gaming, DeFi, and consumer apps. Our mission is to create a fair and transparent ecosystem for everybody. I get good vibes from this project. I do. It doesn't mean anything, but I do get good vibes for it. So Friday afternoon here, 1:1 p.m. It's weird that you put a point in it. Is that normal where you're at, Garden Warrior? It says Friday afternoon. It's only Thursday where I am. I thought, oh wait. No, there was another person that had a similar name to you, Garden Warrior, and he was like from Arizona or something. Warrior Thursday at 7 p.m. in Dallas. Yeah, it's Thursday at 8:12 for me. Hit that like button. I like your style, Crypto Maniac. Reminding everybody to hit the like button. I do that almost every day on the Lifers show, so I appreciate somebody showing up and doing it for me. You know, that means a lot. Kgen Engage, Retention Protocol, K-Store, and they have like a, up here you can launch their store, or what they call Engage. And this is where you would come to basically make a profile. You can log in. Now, it could be a little more Web3, right? Like it could be like a wallet connect. That would be nice. But if they're trying to really onboard gamers, people who are already gamers, having this Google login system is a good idea. Because let's be honest, a lot of people don't know how to use Web3. It is what it is. Crypto Keep in the house. What's up, Crypto Keep? Yeah, Garden Warrior says Southern Hemisphere. What's up? I'm glad that you stopped by today. How's everyone doing, he asks. Tell him how you doing. Tell him how you doing. State Kgen. Vietnamese voice script. This seems so random, but okay. I'm with it. I'm with it. News headline read. Collect audio recordings of users reading news headlines. That is very random. Collect audio descriptions of users daily. Come on. I was reading that. Come back. Routines to train AI, so they want to steal whatever you have to say and they want to train their AI with it. I think that they could really use like a Web3, you know, login built into it, right? Give you the option. So this is where you redeem your K points. You could spin. They got slots. That's really interesting. All right, we're going to move on. Just want to make sure everybody knows about this project. I get the feeling this project might do something. It's got 31.5 million in its market cap, so it's actually pretty small. Did I just close Crypto Rank? Why would I do that? Anybody know why I would do something like that in the middle of my own live stream? All right, what am I missing? New Zealand, the place near Antarctica. Is that where Garden Warrior is? Okay. Says, I want to visit New Zealand someday. Warrior, great gold in deer hunting. Oh, you guys are hunting gold out there? I want to hunt some gold. Scalped $40 to 400 and then sniped the very, very bottom tweezer of ETH at 100x leverage, still running. That's how I'm doing. Hey, Orhan is on one. He really is on one. Hope you got all of that into the community charts, Orhan. Kgen dropped 50% yesterday, or did I see something else? I don't know. Let's look at that, actually. 50%. I don't know. So you're saying it went up to like 100 million market cap? I don't think so. It's one thing I actually didn't look at. It's pull up Cajun. Really messed myself up when I accidentally closed it. I'm always closing tabs all the time. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, it looks like it. It definitely took a nasty dump there. Look at that thing. Who knows? And it looks like it's a continuation pattern there, too. Yikes. With a long leg. I mean, that thing, if it dumps the leg it's supposed to, I mean, you're talking about going back to 4 cents, 4.5 cents. I mean, that's game over for this thing. It's cool looking, but I don't know. They have to capture the attention of gamers, right? And a lot of gamers are not really, you know, very into Web3 gaming. It's just not putting their face enough, right? They're like going to play Call of Duty or something like that. Grand Theft Auto. They're not going to play this Web3 stuff where they have to do a whole bunch of jumping through hoops. Vanguard. Well, that chart looks interesting. What is that? That chart is strange. Look at those drops. This thing only has 7.9 million in its market cap. Very little information. Is this even a crypto coin, or is this like Vanguard? Oh, wait. Here we go. VWA is an RWA platform on Solana focused on tokenization of metals and gemstones to the blockchain. Okay. I mean, that's real world application for sure. Tiny market cap, though. I mean, that could be a winner or a loser. We never really know. Tokenizing real world assets on XRP. Okay. I gotta say that, like, my XRP coins that I've been playing, they're up, so like I can't really be mad about it. They're all at least holding, you know, an X or two. But it's just not getting the attention. But it's just because we're not getting altcoin season. It looks like we've gotten, once again, postponed for altcoin season. Just like Sam was saying today, we get a little bit of, we get going, start going sideways in Bitcoin. Everybody feels like altcoin season is owed to them. And I guess it's not, you know. What can we do with that? Chipper got some nice venison the other day from a mate who hunts red deer. Sounds interesting. Some venison jerky is delicious. My uncle used to make that all the time. And he was a big hunter for sure. He was actually the only person who ever really took me hunting. Take me turkey hunting. That was a lot of fun. So we have Chain Opera. Does that even need to be talked about? Lighter. Still continually on this board, even though the token's not out. So what does that tell you? A lot of people searching for Lighter on crypto rank, even though there's no token out or anything. Probably a lot of people trying to figure out airdrops, even though the airdrop is really simple. Avantis, this EVAA we've been over a lot of times. Pipe Network. Oh, Face Value in the house. Good to see a name that I'm familiar with there. And anybody who's hanging out in here who's never dropped a comment, drop a comment. The community is very friendly. They will all greet you. All right, let's go to top gainers, top losers. It's changed quite a bit since this morning. Railgun, looks like it's not up as much as it was, but still up pretty nice, 132%. You know, it kind of falls off as time goes on because it's every 24 hours. So as hours go on, hours fall off, if you understand what I'm saying to you. Zora, 53% today. ADX, Adrena. This was a perpetual DEX on Solana, 62.8 million, up 61% today. Probably should have saw that coming, but it's been very interesting with these narratives, right? If you see the website, I mean, you got to remember the website. The website is memorable, for sure. It says you can trade at 100x leverage, but is that for everything? Let's check it out. So let's pick a pair of, oh, okay. See, but they don't have a lot of stuff, right? They only have Bonk, Solana, and BTC. It is on Solana, so yeah, but there's so many Solana coins, right? Why is this thing getting a pump when it has 3 coins on it? I mean, market is speculation, so let's be honest. It doesn't really need to provide any real value, but I don't know. I use a lot of different exchanges and stuff to trade, and I would not be real excited about having to pick between Bonk, Solana, and BTC. But if you want to put this in another light, I do mostly trade BTC, so I mean, I would be able to be quite happy on here, honestly. But MEXC's got like what, 500x on Bitcoin or something like that. One of the exchanges does. I don't know if it's MEXC. MEXC might just be 200%, but either way, it's a lot. If you're trading more than 200%, like, I don't know, you're most likely going to lose your money. And that's why they love it. They're like, yeah, we'll give you 500x. Sure thing. That thing moves 1 point in the wrong direction and you're out. All right, what else do we got? What is SQD? It's up 41%. My neighbor Alice, I mean, Mr. J was just talking about that the other day. My neighbor Alice, and it looks like it got a pump. So maybe Mr. J is on to some secret sauce here. This used to be SubSquid, and it's been rebranded to SQD. It's at 24 cents, 44.7% on the 7-day, $207.8 million in market cap. So not a huge market cap. Contract address, base, BNB, and Arbitrum. Let's see. We'll pull up their Twitter. Take a look at it. Let's see how many followers they have. And followers 183.1. So that's not bad. It has a .ai, so that tells me this has to do with AI. Pin post from 12 hours ago talking about this Resolve AI has acquired SQD. So it looks like we're looking at a merger there. Kind of giving me FET vibes, you know, which FET was trending today. 31,000 impressions. Kind of low for the amount of followers, but you got to remember this is only within 12 hours. Most pinned posts have been days and days and days, if not weeks, right? So AI, big data and analytics. So data is a big deal. It really is. Oracles and datas and stuff to feed AI. I mean, they are AI, so they're going to feed their own AI, right? So it says that they've been acquired. So I don't know. These are always big make or break moments. Will they kind of dissolve this and just bring it into the other one? Will they merge into a new coin? That is yet to be seen. Somebody out there is holding this stuff and is definitely holding their breath to see what happens. It's one of the factors that I think a lot of people don't think about in crypto. Is you might have a coin, it might be great, and then another project might merge with it. It might decide to sell out. What else we got? My neighbor Alice. Let's take a look at that. That's a pretty big market cap. Oh, wait. No. That was volume. So it has $470 million in 24-hour trading volume. That's pretty big for a $44.7 million market cap, right? Looks like we have 100 million tokens with 92 million of those tokens out in the supply. So that's quite a bit. That's most of the supply is out. Ethereum contract, BNB smart chain contract. Got to check on our chat, make sure I'm not missing everybody. Now, we tried to play this the other day, and it was taking forever to load. What can I say? We had to give up on it. It was the end of the stream. But we will definitely approach this again tomorrow, because what is tomorrow? Can anybody tell me what the Friday stream is? Anybody paying attention out there? GameFi, NFT, Binance Launch Pool, Metaverse, DAO Maker, gaming governance token, gaming utility. I was really surprised Mr. J brought this up and I didn't know about this project. Very surprised. Let's see, how long has it been out? That might have something to do with it. No, it's been out, what was that? Since 2021. It's been out a while. It's had some nice pumps and then it's just been sideways. So when it comes to a project like this, you really hope that they just put their head down and step after step was building throughout all of this negative price action through the bear markets, and that they're going to really have something to show for it, right? So Ocean Protocol, didn't Ocean merge with FET and what was the other one that makes the super artificial alliance or whatever? It was FET, Ocean Protocol, can't believe I can't remember the other one. That sucks. World Asset, ticker Inc. Up 17.6%, 84 cents, 76.9 million in market cap, so still pretty small. Ethereum contract, it's got a .ai address, so we know it to be an AI project. Decentralized finance and real-world assets are the categories that were given. Website looks good. I love this black and yellow. That always pops. It's like Weeks, or what was the other one? Apex. I like that, the colorway, right? It's got to be attractive. They seem like minor details, but you know, it's got to be attractive to retail. Maniac says, yep, they did. Ocean pulled the plug. Crypto Keep, are you saying that Ocean decided not to go in? Oh, AGIX. Yeah, there you go. So what, did Ocean at the last minute decide not to merge, or they gave up, or what do you mean they pulled the plug? All right, so we got digital gold, smarter and accessible investments for all. World Asset, unlock AI potential. I'm seeing a lot of projects with this whole RWA for precious metals and stuff. We've just read about a project a minute ago about that, right? And then there's the project that I don't think it's a company. I don't know if it's a crypto project necessarily that Lifer's been talking about. It looks really cool. I don't really hold a ton of gold or anything, or I probably would send it in and mess around with it. But think about what a lot of people are doing from this type of perspective to also BTC, you know, and all their layer 2s. They're trying to find places where there's very large liquidity, or there's very large value, but that value is not liquid. They want to make it liquid. And so that's a good use case that they're trying to do here. So now we know what this is. Blues guy says, guys, and then he leaves us hanging. What's he gonna say? All right, I guess we'll have to wait for him to tell us what he wants to say. He says, guys, ... He's gonna hit us with some big news. Stakestone looking pretty interesting. It's up 18%. Oh, that's on the max chart. Let's go to the 24. Says, I love you all. Glad I found you and this channel. Always fun. I'm full of gratitude. Lots to learn with Underground. Absolutely. I appreciate you popping in and saying that, even though you're busy. That's real MVP points for Blues Guy, who's on top of it. So yesterday's news, Ocean withdrew from the alliance. Oh, that's today's news. Well, that explains why I hadn't heard about it. So Ocean decided it was going to continue to be its own project. Yeah, I don't know what was going up with their merger, though. It was super weird. I mean, I guess Ocean probably pulled out because they're not doing anything as far as I'm concerned, unless it's all on the back end and they're not putting out any news about it, which is bad for investors. Honestly, investors want to hear you stay relevant, stay in the news, keep people updated. It's kind of important, just a little bit. 44.4% in market percent. 44.4 million in market cap, 1 billion tokens, 225.3 million in circulation. We have an Ethereum contract and a BNB smart contract. Let's go to the website. This is Stakestone. Omni-chain liquidity infrastructure. Join our liquidity pad. And then if you click there, it launches the app. It says Stakestone keeps hitting my stops. Yeah, well, it's small, Orhan, so you know how that goes. It's probably easy to move. Redefining the future of omni-chain liquidity. So what is omni-chain? Obviously, that means more than one chain. So they want to be liquidity on many chains, which would be interoperability, right? Curated by CIN, World Liberty Finance's USD1. Anytime you see USD1, you know you're dealing with the World Liberty financial ecosystem. There's a crypto IQ raiser. Barachain has got 15 million in TVL. Goat Network pre-deposit. I don't know much about Goat Network, unless that was like Godius Maximus or whatever that was going for a minute. Plume. So they're onboarding people still. I mean, look at this. If you got pre-deposits going on, then they're like still kind of onboarding them. So Plume and Goat Network are going to be using StakeStone. That seems bullish to me, right? And what else do we have in here? StoneFi. All right, so let's keep it moving. So StakeStone. Oh, total value locked. Okay, gotcha. I'm assuming this is in the millions, right? There's a lot of chains here, so just look at all the chains. I might be scrolling a little too fast. I do apologize. Mine Network. That has a lot of chains getting on board. StakeStone looks like it might be something decent worth holding. And again, that's all completely dependent on, do we get a real altcoin season? I have no idea, guys. We only have so much time, right? We really only have so much time if we're going to do the 4-year cycle. If we're not going to do the 4-year cycle, be a little sad to see us come off the 4-year cycle. Let's be honest, because the 4-year cycle makes things easy. But it is what it is at that point. We'll just have to start taking profits when things pump and not worrying about a 4-year cycle. I like to hold long term as far as the 4-year cycle, not super long term. Some people are holding for 20 years, and I bet that they will do well. Basic attention token, BAT. I definitely have heard of that many times. Let's pull that up. Blues guy calling you out for flexing all your gains in the Discord. Anybody who's in here who is not in the Discord in the descriptions. I don't know what else to tell you. Check out that Discord. We're building it. It's getting more active every day. Come be a part of that building foundation. So 15.8% in the last 24 hours. Basic attention token, 17 cents. The 24-hour looks like a nice chart. Up and to the right. $260.6 million in market cap, 1.5 billion tokens, with a circulating supply of 1.495 billion tokens. So most of them are circulating. It's very interoperable. It's got even Harmony Network and Near and Energy, which I never can seem to actually find anywhere. I could just look it up, but what fun is that? So Face Value says, I've been in crypto since 2014 and I'm so curious about how the 4-year cycle plays out this time. Yeah, Face Value. You're an OG for sure. I love that you're here hanging out with us. I did show my losses, Mr. Blue Sky. Hey, Orhan's transparent. He shows us his wins and losses. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see how it's going to play out this 4-year cycle because, I mean, if it's broken, how can we turn around and try to count on it? It's an older token too, guys. I'm going to move on from this. How can we count on the 4-year cycle in the next cycle? We won't even have a next cycle, right? If we all believe it's broken and it's done doing the 4-year cycle, then we can't really have another cycle. I mean, we'll have the happening and stuff like that. The happening. I like that better. No, the having. We'll have that for sure, but we won't necessarily consider it a cycle. I don't know. It's going to get weird a little bit. I think it could be a 5-year cycle, says Crypto Keep. As long as we get an altcoin season, right? If we get an altcoin season, I'm with it. I don't know. I think, and I'm purely speculating here. Nobody go crazy on me, but I think there's some world events and things that are coming down the pipeline. I don't really have anything super specific, right? I'm not talking about something crazy, but I think there's just, in general, a lot of medium to small things going on in the world that are just going to kind of accumulate into a super bullish time. That's what I'm hoping for. So Aleo, A-L-E-O, what is it? $209.4 million in market cap. Chart looks decent for the 24 hours. Max chart says it came out September 18th, 2024. Had a really nice spike up to like $6.50, and then it's pretty much done nothing since then. It got sold off. A BNB chain address, the blockchain built for payments, so it's in the payments. Zero knowledge proofs, that's its verification system. Okay, we're up to date on the chat. Protects customers, control what you share, customize without limits. We've read So many of these type of websites. And we just looked at Allo, I think literally yesterday. So I'm going to move on. But Allo is on the radar. Is it starting to wake up? I don't know. If you look at the chart, you see this little hiccup here. And I have no idea. My head might be in the way of actually you seeing that. Let's go see about that. No, you could see it. I always forget that my head's in the way. So like if you ever can't see what I'm talking about, just say your big head's in the way or something like that, and I will make sure that you're able to see whatever information. Orhan, keep it up, brother. I love to see winners. Yeah, Orhan is definitely winning right now. Wish I could just focus on nothing but trading right now, but I got a lot of things to do. I got a channel to run. Got another business to run. Got to get to the gym every day. There's some important things I got to do. So there is currently a futures market for ACE token. Okay. This is called Fusionist. And on the max chart, doesn't look so great. But so do most coins. December 17, 2023, $37.3 million in its market cap. Let's go to the website. Fusionist, blockchain game with actual captivating gameplay. Well, they're talking my language here now. I guess we're going to have to come back to this tomorrow as well. Coming soon. Okay, well that... Womp, womp, womp. I need like a little soundboard or something like that. That'll be a while before I have that. Not like Lifer. I don't know how to hook all that stuff up and make it work. I got to figure it out one thing at a time. All right, well... They have a really awesome game that they don't actually have, and it's coming soon, and you just have to take their word for it, right? It's got to be true, right? Because they told you that they have it, so it's got to be true. And they said it's it's like, what did they say? It's interesting to play or something like that. It's interactive. I don't know what they said, but again, you're taking their word for it. Oh, 695,000 followers? How is that even possible? Token, what is TGS? Oh, 2025 wrapped up successfully. Okay, so this is like an actual event. I mean, maybe they could have that many followers, but yeah, see, this is where you lose me. You have 695,000 followers, and you have a pinned post from September 29th, right? And it only has 8.8 thousand impressions? 17 comments? Like, I'm not buying it. I'm just gonna have to say I think that they might have paid. I think they might have paid for those followers. Because just by default, like, what is the percentage of that? 695,000 followers and only 8.8 thousand impressions? That's garbage. And that seems to be pretty consistent. It's even lower. 3.6. Yeah, they paid for those followers. That's my conclusion, and we're moving on. I got no faith in projects that pay for followers. It's probably a rug pull. Not accusing them, I'm just saying that's what it looks like to me. We win and hustle in life. It's super captivating, and womp 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 coming soon. Yeah, face value gets it. He understands. He's speaking my language there. Or he's just repeating what I said. Pretty sure he's... Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Tornado Cash getting a nice... pump today. How is Tornado Cash pumping, guys? I guess it's not illegal to use everywhere, right? It's just like it's illegal to use here. And how exactly does that work too? Like, because like supposedly they can track anything that's gone through Tornado Cash, but isn't Tornado Cash literally designed to mix money so you can't track it? So can they actually track it? And if I send my money to someone else, somewhere else, and they run it through Tornado Cash, and then they send it back to me, am I guilty of sending it through Tornado Cash? Somebody buys something from me and they send me Bitcoin that's been ran through Tornado Cash. Am I now guilty for that? Blues Guy wants to know, Orhan, if you are in Thailand. Pretty sure he said he was up and out the jungle. I don't know why we hit it with a Jamaican accent, but he up and out the jungle. Safe bit. Yes, sir. Come through. We have Moodang. He always hits you with that Moodang. That's what they have, is a marketing theme in Thailand is they have the original Mudang that you buy the meme, but they have the real hippo. And elephants and water buffaloes. Oh yeah, baby. Live music scene is nice. Okay, he's drawing you in. He's starting to talk about the music scene. Next thing you know, Blues Guy is going to be in Thailand with him. So what else do we got going on here? There's a lot of interesting stuff here. What is Movie Block? MBL. You had me at Mudang. Yeah, exactly. 142.8% for the max chart. We got $38.4 million in a market cap. They had a really nice spike at one point. And what happened? Bear markets? Bear markets happen? Why is it? I know I can go down here and see the top, but like, can they just make it so I can actually curse over the top of it? So let's see. All-time high was 4 years ago at 4 cents. It's down 95% from then. And the all-time low was 6 years ago, and it's up about 400% since then. That's pretty cool. Although live music, he said Bumbleclot. Yeah. He said Bumberclot. It's Bumbleclot, man. Well, you don't know how to say it. So, Province Blockchain. Nobody's sausage. Oh, Zebek Network getting a little 9% pump today. Just trying to make sure we have everything on the radar. Arena Z. This used to be League of Kingdoms, Loca, and they rebranded to Arena Z. No idea why they would do that. I don't know. I think the rebranding usually hurts projects more than it helps them. Anybody else feel that way? Think about it while I hit something to drink real quick. All right. All right, now I'm ready. So it has an Ethereum blockchain. Now I remember League of Kingdoms being thrown around. I don't think I ever like played it. It's got to be a game, right? That's the only thing that would make any sense. MemeX OBT is now live for this League of Hunters game. All right, all right. Scroll down. From A to Z, your play never stops. Uncover premier Web3 games. I can't wait for the Web3 games to be fire. But the more I think about it, it's such a hard thing to navigate, right? With the whole money gets involved, it just makes everything really weird because you have to have systems that like really work, right? And so you can't have any kind of place where like everybody's sucking the money out of a game or something, but no new money is being come in. You got to have the money coming in just as good as the money coming out, preferably more money coming in than the money coming out. And that's really been what kills a lot of these Web3 games. Like they just can't find the right formula. I almost feel like they need to have like safety measures and stops to where like as less money starts flowing in, maybe the rewards slow down, and then vice versa as more money begins to pick up, like the money flowing out being proportional. I don't know, but then if you don't have a direct payout in crypto, right, and you have more of like just assets, then the secondary market should really run all of those things, right? And maybe the game itself could be more responsible for the firstary market, right? And then that would, I don't know, offset? I don't know. I don't run a Web3 game, so I guess I don't have to figure it out, but very interesting. All right, so what do we have over on the losers? Anoma down to 6 cents. Man, Noma really getting on my nerves right now. What is up with that? Seems like a great project. Maybe it's going to go to zero and do nothing. What can we say? We deep dived it. It looked good, but it doesn't matter how good things look. And, you know, sometimes things are a rug pull. Sometimes they just poorly manage a company. Sometimes they set out to do something, and when they really get into the thick of it, they realize that they can't actually do what they want. So they let too many people buy in the beginning, and they just dump. I mean, it still has 163 million. Oh, that's volume. What is the market cap of Anoma now? This is getting smacked. 151.2 million. Doesn't look good. Hasn't been out very long. September 29th. It's been like 10 days, but man, that is garbage. Orhan says they always get you by the feels. Yeah, exactly. Web3 games will only become fire when they stop chasing token hype and start focusing on gameplay. Yeah, face value. Absolutely right. I wish that they would. I mean, why do they have to focus so much on the hype where it's like if their game worked well and people were actually getting even a small value out of it, you wouldn't have any trouble getting anybody to play it. The word of mouth alone would get people to come play your game. Like, I mean, think about this, right? This could be a stupid low number. If you could play a game every day for about 30 to 40 minutes and make $2-3, you know, US, $2-3. You know how many people around the world would play that game every single day? That would be a big deal. That would like pay for somebody's meal in another country every day. It's a big deal. But I feel like they rather set their high, you know, set their sights way too high. Like, what are they doing? I know $2-3 a day for everybody might be a little hard. Maybe you gotta, you know, buy a $30-40 NFT. That's money in the project before you could get that. Whatever it is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't run a Web3 game, so I don't really have to figure it out. But I wish somebody would. So let's talk about the topic of the day. Let's raise that crypto IQ. Who's with me? Face value says, yeah, good point. Thank you. I appreciate that. So what are layer 3 networks? This is our crypto IQ raiser. So for a long time, I did streams that were very centered around, and actually I want to do something too, that were very centered around a topic, and we still do. But now it's been very crucial that we kind of stay on top of everything that's trending and stuff. And that's a lot of what people are here for. So I've been just kind of incorporating a crypto raising event, right? These are all considered layer 3, right? So we will dive into that in a minute. What is Dream Machine token? DMT. Oh, where's Blues Guy at? That would be his token right there. I hope it pumps for you, Blues Guy, because you know he's going to invest in it. Avagachi. All right, so we got some things to cover, but we're going to go back and talk about what it is first. So when we talk about layer 3 blockchain, we are talking about the next evolution of blockchain architecture. The layer that's being built on top of today's layer 2 scaling networks like Arbitrum and Optimism, and zkSync. We call them optimistic roll-ups. But the project that really, I don't know if they coined the term, but is big on it would be Optimism, right? So if layer 1 is the foundation, we're going to break this down, right? Think Ethereum or Solana. And layer 2 is the scalability. So we have a foundational layer, right? But layer 2 is all about scalability for that foundational layer. Think Polygon for Ethereum. So a scalability layer that makes transactions faster and cheaper. Then layer 3 is where customization and specialization begins. Very interesting. Web3s are designed to let developers or ecosystems create their own tailored blockchains, built for a specific purpose like gaming, DeFi, AI, or enterprise use case without having to launch a full chain from scratch. So what is the immediate kind of takeaway here is that layer 3s are all about this customization and specialization, right? Kind of the same thing, really. But it allows them to really get into a niche, right? Without having to launch their own blockchain. I think this is good because too many people, I think, are launching their own blockchains, and I don't know if that's good, because at first it was like, oh, everybody can make a meme coin, okay, whatever. But what happens when anybody can make a layer 1 coin? Orhan says, don't forget to hit that like button. He's got a point. So why do we need a layer 3, right? Even though layer 2s have solved the speed and cost problem, they still serve general purpose. Oh, and they still serve general purposes. Layer 3, take it one step further. They're meant to customize performance and security for specific use cases, reduce congestion on layer 2s by offloading niche applications. So if layer 2s reduce congestion on the layer 1 and layer 3s also reduce congestion on the layer 2, we should have very fast, high functioning blockchains, right? And then add modularity. Where's all my big brain crypto people at? Everybody remembers what a modular blockchain is, correct? Meaning devs can pick and choose their own data availability, security, and privacy layers. So basically, what the layer 1 and 2 and 3 are kind of already doing is modular, right? Because a modular blockchain is where they take the different daily tasks, the daily systems that would need to be done. So there's like gas fees, right? And then there's data that circulates around the blockchain that's specifically for the blockchain to communicate with itself and function. Well, that used to all be wrapped up into one thing. So modular blockchain, kind of the evolution of blockchain, said, okay, well, let's break them up into kind of separate layers, all in the same project, right? All in the same like kind of layer 1 or layer 2, but let's separate them out so that they don't congest when there's too much of one thing, right? Well, you have the same idea, but in layer 1, 2, and 3. I hope that makes sense, right? In other words, we're gonna break it down even. We're gonna say the same thing again, pretty much. Layer 1 focuses on security and decentralization. Then layer 2 comes in and focuses on scalability and speed, and layer 3 focuses on specialization and flexibility. Now, we've said the same thing a lot of times. I'm going to read this one more time because this is the big takeaway that you really should have in your mind. A layer 1, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever, is focused on security and decentralization. Now, of course, Bitcoin is a layer 1, but there's no real layer 2s or 3s, right? So layer 2 focuses on scalability and speed, and layer 3 focuses on specialization and flexibility. That's really the big takeaway. Face Value says, I'm learning things that I previously didn't understand. Thank you. Hey, that is the whole point of the channel. And Face Value, I really was looking for this kind of content and I couldn't find anybody. And that's why I decided to start this channel. So I'm glad that you enjoy it and get some value out of it. That certainly makes me feel like I'm doing something good. Appreciate you, Orhan, saying that. Nice guy. Nice guy. Layer 3 networks still rely on security. Okay, so now we're going to break it down a little bit for how it actually works. Like, we defined it to where it makes sense, but hopefully this is going to add a little bit more understanding of the actual inner workings of it. So layer 3 network still relies on the security of a layer 1. So everything is built on the foundation before it, right? Like Ethereum, but they do it indirectly through their connection to the layer 2. So the layer 2 is already connected to the layer 1, and the layer 2 is already getting the security from the layer 1. So when a layer 3 is built on top of the layer 2 by indirectness, you got to shake your head at that one, right? So indirectly though, layer 3 is getting the security from layer 1 through the layer 2. Here is the simplified flow. So Ethereum layer 1, the base settlement and security. Yes, they are kind of regurgitating the same thing. We need to hear the same thing many times before we really grasp it. Layer 2, like Arbitrum, zkSync, and Optimism, handles scalability and rollup. And layer 3, like Orbit, Hyperchains, StarkNet, and StarkNet app chains, sits on top of those layer 2s, focusing on application-specific performance. Each layer 3 can customize things like gas fee, tokens, privacy rules, governance structure, and even their own economic model. And the beauty is all those layer 3s can still settle securely back. Just punch your microphone in the middle of talking, right? That's the way to do it, guys. And the beauty is all those layer 3s can still settle securely back to Ethereum through their layer 2 parent chain. Now I got to check the audio, make sure it's good. Let me know if the audio got messed up from me smacking this mic around. Sometimes you gotta remind that mic who's boss. You know what I'm saying? And let it talk back to you. All right. So example of layer 3 projects. Let's look at some of the biggest names leading the layer 3 movement right now. And I've already got the list pulled up from CoinGecko of layer 3 projects. So we're going to really look at some layer 3 projects. So Arbitrum lets developers build their own layer 3 chains using Arbitrum rollup technology used for gaming and specialized DeFi ecosystems. And Arbitrum, I see it out there moving around and you see it mentioned sometimes, but you don't hear a lot of hype about it. I think this is why. zkSync Hyperchain, a modular layer 3 system that gives devs the power to create custom chains with ZK zero knowledge proof security. StarkNet, which is very focused on Bitcoin DeFi. StarkNet app chains, to be specific, a full framework that allows individual apps to launch their own scalable layer 3 environments on StarkNet. And Polygon CDK plus Anvil, Polygon Modular Toolkit is also expanding to support layer 3 customization, especially for enterprise solutions. And this is a huge takeaway right here. So who's going to be the biggest person to really use all this? I don't want to say really use it because it'll be put in many applications, but one big application most people are probably going to miss is the like institutional enterprise side of this, where they can really specialize, customize out the blockchain and the way it works to fit a individual company and the way it's ran specifically, right? These networks are basically blockchains built on top of blockchains, optimized for specific industries, dApps, and scalability goals. Okay, Cryptomaniac says it's good. Good, because I don't have a backup microphone, so these microphones are not cheap. Benefits of Layer 3 network. So specialization, of course. Developers can design chains for their exact needs, from low latency gaming to high security DeFi. You can get cheaper transactions, which is nice, because if layer 2s, I mean, one of the big things about Polygon, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum, was how cheap the transaction were. Does anybody, I mean, face value's got to remember when Polygon came out and suddenly you could do things on Ethereum for fractions of the price of what it used to cost you. It was a big deal. So if layer 3s can make it even cheaper, then maybe we could get the rest of the world to use this technology, because they batch data even more efficiently than a layer 2. Interoperability. What is interoperability? It's just a big scary word that means works together with other blockchains. Very simple. And honestly, a lot of the words that you will find in a lot of this techie stuff are just definitionary. They could use simpler words if they wanted to, but they just make one big word to represent, works well together. Okay, layer 3 built on the same L2 can talk to each other easily. In experimentation, they let developers test new consensus models, tokenization, or features without risking mainnet security. And that's a big deal. Like, if you want to try something new, you don't have to go make your whole L1 network and hope that it works. You can just make an L3 and use a lot of things that already work, and then change the things that you're trying to do. So with all of that being said, and all of that sounding really good and bullish, and everybody dropping off from viewership because their head is pounding from all of this IQ raising knowledge that they're getting, crypto IQ that is, what are the challenges and what are the risks? Of course, there are still open questions. Too many layers could create complexity and fragmentation in user experience, and fragmentation seems to already be something that is a focus of devs and things, trying to fix fragmentation just throughout crypto in general. So as we bring on layer 3s, are we just going to create more fragmentation? Developers will need tools to make sure bridges remain secure between layers. Random fun fact: what is the #1 exploited thing in crypto? Pretty sure it's bridges. As far as dollar for dollar, how much money has been lost, pretty sure it's bridges. So it's still early though. Standards for interoperability between layer 3s are not fully defined yet. But like layer 2s, in 2021, layer 3s are still in the builder phase. The potential is massive, and we are only beginning to see what they can do. And this is the big takeaway, and we're going to break that up and come back to it in a minute, because I feel like I already fed you guys a lot of information. A lot of people already ran away from the stream. We gotta really break it down and spoon feed it to some people, because they're just not ready to have that crypto IQ raised. So we got Degen coming in at the #1 by market cap layer 3 project. So when we click on it and we go down to categories, Layer 3 should be there. So base meme, Farcast ecosystem. I forgot about Farcast. Anybody know what Farcaster is without Googling it? Can anybody tell me what it is? And of course, this is a meme. So it's pretty funny that the number one L3 by market cap, maybe not by function, is a meme coin on Base. So of course it has a Base blockchain contract, Ethereum contract, Solana contract, Arbitrum 1 contract. Arbitrum 1, is it always called Arbitrum 1? Or is there another one that is just Arbitrum? That is my question. So January 14th, 2024. Whew. You might take a deep breath before you even hear me say this. This thing is up 8,000%. Wow. Wow, that's an 800x, guys. Here's the crazy part, right? Look at this chart. Here's the really crazy part. It's up 8,000% now, and it's only at 0.002. Look at when it was. How much do you think it was up when it was at the all-time high of 0.06? Man, it was up. Where's Orhan at? You know Orhan's super jealous of that pump, even if it was in 2024. Wait, 2024? That wasn't even that long ago. Wow. Yeah, Orhan saying, wow, yeah, we missed it, I guess. I'm pretty sure I own some DGen, but I definitely didn't get that kind of pumpage. And who knows, with the people that took profit on that, are they ever coming back? And then it got another pump up to 0.02, and it hasn't really done much since then. When was that? That was in November 15th, 2024. I'm surprised that it wasn't like, I thought it was going to say like, 2021 or something like that with the way that the chart looks. Yeah, where it says GUR. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's kind of like those Bitcoin that I almost bought at 50 cents on Kraken. Will that ever not sting? Yeah, just a little bit. It doesn't sting like it. You can imagine when I first originally realized that I never actually could figure out how to buy it later, right? When like last cycle, when Bitcoin went to whatever Bitcoin topped out at, right? My brain's not braining right now, but you know what I'm talking about. When I first realized that I could have been pretty rich, trying to buy $20 worth of it at 50 cents, I would be balling. This studio would be a lot nicer. All right, we can't get hung up on that because, man, it just gets me every time. I'm like, why didn't I just push through and make sure that I figured it out? And the crazy thing about it is I'm the type of person that will always keep going until I figure something out. So the fact that I gave up on that is wild because I never do that. I got that pump end of last year. Okay, Garden Warrior got some of that. Got some competition, Orham. So next in line, we have Orbs. And we dropped from 101 million in market cap to 75.1 million in market cap. And I'm pretty sure I own some DGen, but I bought it more recently. I believe on Coinbase, if it's the same token, that is. So Orbs chilling at a penny and a half. Let's put it that way. Is what it's chilling at now. And these are all layer 3 projects. Go down to categories, you will see layer 3, but it also is a smart contract platform, decentralized finance, DWF Labs profile, and an outlier ventures profile. I usually don't read the profiles. I don't know why I did that time, but or portfolios. Why am I saying profiles? Portfolios. I a lot of times don't read those because there'll be like 20 different portfolios that it's in. There is a pump every moment. Exactly. Face value says BTC is at an all-time high, and I still buy every month. It's because you've been here a long time, face value. You're playing a long game, I bet you. Garden Warrior, I'm jealous. So, bringing CFI, centralized finance, level execution to DeFi. Layer 3 for advanced on-chain trading. So, this Orbs thing, is Orbs a mechanism that could be used by all of these different decentralized protocols that we see, decentralized DEXs, exchanges. That's the word I'm looking for. And look, right here it says most widely integrated L3 solution for DeFi trading. The problem with this is even if they have great tech and they're used by everybody, if money does not flow into their market cap, nobody cares. I mean, maybe if you're just a studier of the tech, maybe if you're a developer, like you get real excited about it. But if the payment or whatever they receive for the use of their product does not somehow equal money in their market cap, nobody cares. That's what you got to keep in the back of your head. As far as speculating, as far as price goes up, if money does not flow into their market cap, because I think about, look how many people they just showed using this product, right? A lot. There was a lot of them. And then you're telling me they only have 75 million in their market cap? What, are they giving it away for free? They should charge you for their services. What is going on? Prime Minister of Japan. It's been a minute. It says, sup, brother. Just dropped in to say hi. Market is red day to load up. Yep, he's got the right idea. Glad you dropped in to say hi. I appreciate that greatly. And we're talking about layer 3s today. It was actually pretty interesting. I hope you caught some of it, maybe. Trying to raise that crypto IQ. Although he is the Prime Minister of Japan, so I'm going to go with his crypto IQ is pretty high. Cartesi, a project I haven't heard about in a long time. CTSI. Pretty flat price action, right? Since April 9th, 2025, it doesn't look like it's done much of anything. And it wasn't doing a whole lot before then, but at least there were little pumps. Cartesi. Anybody still holding Cartesi? I probably have the tiniest amount of it somewhere. So 63.7 million in market cap. Is Cartesi dead? That's what I want to know. Infrastructure. Of course, it's a layer 2, but it's also a layer 3, but it's also a modular blockchain with rollups, proof of stake, Binance Launchpad, app chains, YZI Labs, which is Binance Labs portfolio. So very connected to Binance. And then it has a Ethereum blockchain. Oh, wow. I'm not going to read all of those. Very interoperable. Base, Optimism, and of course BNB and some other ones as well. Let's go to their website. Any code, Ethereum security. So Cartesi. I remember this website though. See, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to a website, right? I don't know. Actually, it was probably only a few weeks ago that I was on their website. But before that, it would have been a long time. And I remember the website. It's memorable. That's all you got to do is make your website memorable, right? So yeah, layer 3 is a slept on narrative as well as layer 0, which many institutions will use. Thanks, bro. My IQ is very low. I think I get a lot of IQ from you in these streams. Hey. If I can do that for you, I am glad to facilitate that IQ crypto raising energy, right? Knowledge makes more sense than energy, vibration, whatever we want to call it, as long as you know what it is. So, yeah, I hope you caught what layer 3 was. Garden Warrior says, I managed to get out of it before it ranked too. I still hold Brett, which I don't get out of in time, which I didn't get out of in time. Base coins have been good to me. Yeah, I think Toshi has been one of my best ones as far as holding. I know I hold some Brett somewhere, but I was looking for it the other day and I couldn't find it. I have too many wallets, too many exchanges. I do have them written down, so like they're not lost forever. But when I'm looking for something, sometimes I got to comb through quite a few different exchanges and stuff to actually find the token. But the big takeaway is write stuff down. Then you might be able to find it. It's like I still need to take the time to figure out what wallet this is. And I can't figure it out. But I haven't taken the time to really figure it out either. So let's back up. We're doing this for Prime Minister of Japan, right? So why layer 3 matters? The big takeaway. Layer 3 represents the final step towards blockchain modularity. They allow... I love when they hit me with the words. I'm like, I don't think I've ever read that word before. Okay. They allow projects to build their own blockchains powered ecosystems, users to enjoy faster, cheaper, and more tailored experiences, developers to customize performance without compromising Ethereum-based security or whatever blockchain it's on. They use Ethereum because obviously Ethereum's the biggest with the most developers. But a layer 3 could easily be built on something else, like Binance, right? I think ChatGPT 5 might be a little biased against Binance. Layer 3 will make Web3 look and feel more like the internet. Thousands of specialized networks all connected through a common foundation. And that's what makes it one of the most exciting topics in crypto now, a true crypto IQ level up. ChatGPT gets it. ChatGPT gets me. You know what I'm saying? And then what did it say? Would you like me to make a matching infograph visual for on screen? Yes. Let's see how it does. It's super hit or miss with this, but let's see what it does. And again, I hope you guys get the vibe and the understanding that this is a community. I'm not trying to stand up here and say, I'm the smartest person in the room. I don't hide the fact that I will use ChatGPT for some research. If you're not using ChatGPT for some research, I don't know what's wrong with you. Don't let your ego get a hold of you and think that you're better off on Google typing in a bunch of stuff. Matter of fact, I don't even type things. I just hit the little microphone button and say whatever I want to say to it. This is 2025 right now, guys. Hope everybody is operating like it's 2025. And let's see what kind of infographic gives us. Matter of fact, the type of here's a good thing. If you've never used ChatGPT much, ask it to make you like a picture or a thumbnail. Most hilarious thing you'll ever see. No, ChatGPT does not make my thumbnails, if anybody was wondering. I've used it a few times for some of the more cartoonistic looking characters that you'll see me use on my thumbnails, but that's not first try. Usually have to have an argument match with ChatGPT for at least 4, 5, 6 go back and forth before I get anything close to what I'm looking for. So what are layer 3 networks? And then look what it did to networks. You're telling me that AI is going to take over the world. We got people out here terrified that AI is going to take over the world. It can't even spell the word networks right, guys. Calm down. Don't be scared of AI because it can't even spell. Now, I don't know about that military grade AI. That might be a different story. I bet it could spell. But it's hilarious when it does words. And then it'll spell specialization, interoperability, and experimentation, transactions even. It spells all those words right, but then it can't spell networks. I think we need to raise ChatGPT's IQ. And I'm on a roll today, guys. I don't know if you can tell, I had some coffee. LOL, I never asked Chat to create visuals. It offered. To be fair, I never asked it to do that either. I think it's funny how after everything that you have ChatGPT do, it'll suggest something. Sometimes it's spot on. Sometimes it's no, I don't want you to do that. XAI. This has been around for a while, right? Yeah. So January 8th, 2024, $52.3 million in the market cap. 2.5 billion max supply tokens, 1.2 billion circulating supply tokens. Getting pretty good at that. Before, when I was reading these numbers, I'd have to look at it for a minute and be like, is that millions or billions or trillions? Of course, I practiced it a bunch of times so I wouldn't look like an idiot on stream, but I don't have any problem admitting that at first I had to stare at it for 2 minutes before I could figure it out. Then I raised my crypto IQ, right? Or just IQ, right? I guess it's not crypto. Anyways, this looks fun. XAI brings the scale of stream and epic games to Web3, returning value directly to our community. But first off, if you're enjoying this stream, hit the like, share, subscribe, and if you haven't joined the Discord yet, I don't know what you're waiting on. We have provided you so much educational value in raising your crypto IQ. The least you could do is come over and tell us how you got into crypto. What got you here? That's the least you could do, I feel like. Maybe I'm on one for that, but I don't know. This looks fun, whatever this is. Planet X. I couldn't say it enough times. I am so ready for these games to be top-notch and blockchain. It's coming, guys. It's coming. Can't wait for you to turn on a PlayStation or something and it be actually connected to blockchain. That would be super fire. And I'm sure that Sony and all of them are paying some attention, if not already in high development of some blockchain technology implementations. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Coin operated. Yo, what's up, fam? What's up? Glad you could join us. Man, it's been such a great adventure. I'm just going to take a minute to stop. I mean, we're rolling into an hour and 20 minutes here. Just take a second and stop and hang out for a second and say, I am really, really satisfied and happy with the way that things have been going with this channel, with the stream, our connection to the Lifer channel. Obviously, I was a Lifer for many years before I ever started a channel. Man, things have been going really well, and we've been climbing in subscribers. Hopefully we're going to hit that monetization. They really set the bar pretty high. 4,000 watch hours is not the easiest thing to get to. So yeah, just want to say that I appreciate, really my point was not to brag about all of those type of things, was more that I appreciate everybody who's being involved. I know the names, you know what I mean, of the people I see the most, who I know are saying something, that have good vibes, that bring some good energy. They also have something to say when they come. They ask about projects, they have something to say about the topic of the day. Kind of like Prime Minister, the most recently here, right? So I really appreciate you guys. I don't know how else I could say that, but I really, really appreciate you guys. I don't know why Coin Operated really brought that out of me, but he did, and so I really appreciate you being here. Or maybe I wouldn't have said that. Are you full-time crypto? It's a good question. I do run another business. Now, I ran a handyman business for many, many years as I grew up in my grandfather's wood shop, more like shop, actually building, furniture and stuff like that. I grew up doing that. I was cutting things out on a bandsaw, if you know what that is, when I was like 5 years old. So when it comes to carpentry and stuff, worked a lot of jobs. So I built my own business. You know what I mean? Why'd I go handyman? A lot of people crap on handyman, and I don't blame them, because a lot of low-level skill and drunks and stuff like that a lot of times will call themselves handymen, and they mostly just take your money and drink it or smoke it, whatever. But my point is that I went with the handyman because you don't need all the licensing and everything for it, and I can make great money. But I got tired of doing it. I live in Florida, and it's hot. It's very hot. And I just got sick of it, because I also did full landscaping. I worked for landscaping companies. So, of course, if it turns a dollar, we were doing it. And I had, a crew of guys and stuff like that. I had people working with me or for me at different points. And so we were doing really well. But crypto is my passion. And so, every day I would be discouraged that I started a YouTube channel and haven't been able to work on it, and it's really what I want to do. I was watching Lifer every day. I was watching BitBoy, before I watched Lifer as much every day. I started with BitBoy's channel back when he was the biggest thing in crypto. And so, yeah. So, Coin Operated said, I'm a handyman myself, too. Work with my hands on appliances, electrical, plumbing, HVAC. Yeah, it's the way to go. It's a good way to make some money. Okay, so Fart Knocker says that the Discord link doesn't work. Let me go fix it. And again, I copied that Discord link today. I copied it. So since I set up the stream at, I don't know, noon, they've already changed the link. Sorry, I'm thinking like 8 different things at one time. I'll have it fixed for you, lickety split though. So just hold on 1 second and I will fix it. And why do they do this to me? Why do they change this every day? Like, it's the same Discord. I don't know what is Discord scared of happening? Somebody having the link to my Discord and going there? I don't know what they're scared of. Orhan says, man, y'all got some interesting lives. What do you think about Cody? I will get to that in just a second. That's cool. I respect that. Thank you, Orhan. And yeah, and to what Coin Operated said, smart thing to do, because, if you're going to be a general contractor or something, this is, I guess, more for America. I don't know how it works everywhere else in the world. But you have to go to 4 years. There's a lot of money to pay, a lot of, hoops to jump through. And I got skills and I want to make money now. So I just went the other route. And honestly, I don't want the really big projects, because the really big projects... Oh, yeah, and Fartnocker, let me know if that works. I just changed it. I should have said that. it is updated, it should definitely work. And I'm sure they'll greet you over there in the Discord. Shout out to Orhan. I'm talking to you with the wrench over there. So Fartknocker says, finally someone who knows about crypto that can actually answer me. Yeah, we're a small channel, man. You should take advantage of it. And if you like the fact that we're able to talk about stuff, then get in the Discord, because you can talk to us when we're not live. And I say us because we really are a community. So Cody was going up yesterday. I was just getting a vision of grandeur, and then it went south. Yeah, it sounds about what happened to me in BNB, in my BNB trade. I got liquidated. I like to say I got liquidated. Really, I risked $20 for like $157, and I got, you could say, stopped out, but I only had $20 on that exchange, so I just ran it, and the stop loss was the liquidation, because again, I'm only risking $20 for like $157. Great risk to reward ratio, but just like Lifer said, he didn't see BNB dropping out of that beautiful flag. It happens. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and I will use money on a different exchange to continue to trade. I was a good buy an hour ago. All right, let me get to what Fartknocker was talking about here. Can I just call you Knocker? So we're super interactive, perks of a brand spanking new channel. Exactly. And yeah, when it's a new channel, I can actually get to it. Now, be honest, guys, there will be a time, and this is a good, I guess, shout out for the Discord. There will probably be a time when this channel does blow up and it's hard for me to read all of the chat and interact with everybody. I'll still try because I don't know how not to. But he says, I'm in the Discord. You should hold Cody. It's good long term. Fart is cool. Okay, well, I'll pull that up. I'm going to pull it up right now as I continue to talk. I don't remember what I was saying. Cody. Not Co-AI, but Cody. I was saying that this is kind of a call to action for the Discord. One, it'll be hard for me to do everything in the chat. So if you want to at me in the Discord something specific, that would be the place to do it. And even better than that, there is an exclusive chat in the Discord. I knew it wouldn't be real valuable at first, but after a while, it's going to become more and more valuable. Because if there's something you want to say to me, or also the main core of our community, that's where I kind of want to keep all the main people who support me, who come to the channel a lot. I want to keep them in that exclusive chat so we can kind of talk amongst ourselves without getting drowned out by the chatter of the regular Discord. Although, of course, I love everybody being a part of it, and people will probably move up into that chat. Anyways, if you want to be a part of that, just shout me out in the Discord, and I'll add you to it. All right, now we're going to talk about Cody, and I'm going to be quiet about all the rest of that stuff after a break from our sponsor, who is Water. No, we don't have a sponsor yet. Nothing I tell you is because somebody's paying me to tell you it, because we have no sponsors. Now, a day will come when we will have sponsorships, and I will talk about things because they're most likely paying. Well, most likely, I won't be talking about them unless I really love them. Like, what I talk about now is because I really love it. Later on, I'm not going to be. My point is, I'm not going to be joining with anybody who I don't actually believe in. So even if they're paying me, I will still do my research and make sure that they're somebody I actually want to introduce to the community, right? All right, I'm going to catch up on the chat, and then we're going right into Cody. I promise I won't get distracted here. So I read all of that, not financial advice, but I'm holding it. It's a slow cook at Fartknocker. I definitely have a lot to learn when it comes to crypto. Please be my shepherd. You're in the right place, brother. Of course, I'm not going to give you financial advice, right? I'm not going to say you should buy this coin, you should sell this coin. I'm never going to do that. So out of respect, please don't ask me to do that. But as far as me telling you what I would do in a situation, or me explaining what the word interoperability means, today we're talking about layer 3. So these type of crypto IQ raising things in crypto, we will definitely help you understand better how to navigate crypto, right? How to understand what's being said. And with that, I'm going to pause all that other stuff and talk about Cody, because that's what he really wanted. $120.8 million in its market cap. Now, the max supply is 4.9 billion, right? Yeah, 4.9 billion. And the circulating supply is 2.4 billion. So as you can see, it's about 50% of the coins are coming out in circulation. And now, Fartknocker, I don't know how much you understand about tokenomics, but tokenomics is very important. The way that we come up with the price per coin, the price per token, right, is you take the circulating supply. Man, I just wanted to highlight circulating supply. All right, it's not cooperating. You take the circulating supply, right, this 2.4 billion number, and you divide that by 120.8, you know, the full number, million. The market cap divided into the circulating supply will give you this number right here, which is like 5 cents. So with that being said, if more coins come out of the circulating, out of the max supply, sorry, if more coins come into the circulating supply, right, and the number in the market cap doesn't change, the value of one unit of the asset will go down. If the circulating supply isn't changing and the market cap goes up, the value per unit will go up. And that is how we get price go up or down. All right. I felt like that was worth saying. I tried to make it as simple as possible. So I want to know what tech is coming and events. I really appreciate you saying what you're really looking for, because that helps me kind of put together shows that are really important. We just had Orham. What was the event that Lifer just came back from? Singapore. Why can I not think of it? I know what it is too. All right. Fartknocker says, oh, wow. Yeah, exactly. Tokenomics is very important when you decide to, if you're looking at multiple different coins and you can't really decide which one you want to put in, look at the tokenomics and see which ones are better. Now, the part where it gets a little bit complicated on any token is what we call the vesting schedule, right? The vesting schedule is just a fancy term for when they put out more tokens. And there's many places that you can go. So you could go to, let me just pull up a fresh ChatGPT. And let's go with, when is the crypto project Coti, C-O-T-I, going to put more coins into circulation? What is its vesting schedule? Yeah, token 2049, exactly, Orhan. There you go. So that was the very recent event that just happened. Fartknocker says, I'm from Crypto Banter. Rand was there. Yep. Most people in this chat are lifers. We're most of us are all part of the crypto lifer. What do you want to call it? Ecosystem, community. Crypto Banter. I don't know a lot about him. There's definitely things that are said about him for sure, but I'm not gonna really speak on any of those things, Fartknocker, because I don't know him. Crypto Plumber coming in with the funky emoji. What is that? A koala with some headphones on? What is that thing? Glad to see you, Crypto Plumber. Have you been here before? I feel like you've been here before. Yeah, I recognize that name. Maybe I recognize you from the Lifer live stream. There are a few guys in there. Okay. So anyways, I want to take a look at this. Is it going to give me the information that I want? So what I found out about Coti's token supply, circulation, what we need to know about historical vesting, historical original vesting, and sale allocations. So their token sale phase. Okay, that's all a bunch of seed stuff the private allocation had. I'm just trying to skim this to give you the information that we want. So, yeah, let's just say, when is the next time more coins come out into the circulating supply? I could skim through that and never find it. ChatGPT sometimes is on point, sometimes they're not on point. Crypto Plumber says once or twice. Lifer here, yep. They sold me on Sonic. Apparently it has an important update coming. Okay. And Sonic is the rebrand. I'm sure you're aware of that. So, under the new Coti V2 model, new tokens emissions are minted every 103 hours. Roughly every 4.29 days. And they have a V2 token now. Okay, so that's very interesting. Node rewards. All right, so there's no direct information right now that it can pull up about when the next tokens come out. I thought that would be kind of an interesting experiment. Has an Ethereum contract address. And under categories, if you come to CoinGecko, I want to say crypto rank. No, CoinGecko, down at categories, it will tell you what kind of categories it's in. So Cody is a layer 2, zero knowledge. That is how it solves its verification, zero knowledge rollup. And it also has an alleged SEC security. This is not really relevant anymore. We've moved past a lot of those SECs. Like that SEC in America is different now than it was before. We have new leadership and stuff. So you don't really have to stress about that so much. I don't think they're really going to be going after people unless they really did something wrong. If they really did something wrong, then somebody will probably go after them, right? So I did not know anything about Sonic, LOL. I'm an easy mark. Well, if you come here, we go live Monday through Friday and a lot of the weekends, so almost every day. 8 p.m. New York time. You can figure that out for where you live. 8 p.m. New York time, and on the weekends it's 10 p.m. New York time. So come here and raise your crypto IQ. And I look forward to seeing you in the Discord. And let's see. Operated, much love. Coin Operated says, Coin Plumber, what's up, bro? I see you in Lifers videos all the time. Nice to meet you, brother. Yeah, what a great community we have trickling over from another amazing community. I honestly gotta say, and this is no disrespect to, Crypto Banner, but I think Crypto Lifer has the most top-notch community in crypto, like most high-quality people in it. So Fart Knocker every morning, Monday through Friday. Most of us are over at Crypto Lifer's channel if you want to check that out. Montreal, Canada here. Oh, we got another Canadian. So funny, Fart Knocker. There's only 2 people right now who have a wrench that are moderators, and the other one is in Canada as well. I forget exactly where he's at, but if he was here today, you guys would be having a great chat. So definitely come back tomorrow. He will be here. Sonic was Phantom before Knocker. Yeah, exactly. It is the rebrand. Sorry, did I not say that? I just said it was a rebrand, and then I didn't say what it was a rebrand of. Well done. I need to check out Crypto Lifer. Yeah. Was Phantom a scam? No, I don't think so. I don't know what the rebrand was about, but I feel like Phantom had terrible marketing. I really don't think they were a scam, though. But I think their marketing was really bad. Like, was it a serious project? Yeah, Fartknocker, I'm pretty sure it's a serious project. It did have an ecosystem built around it as well. So, Cody is an on-chain privacy for every user everywhere. I'm pretty sure we went over this coin literally yesterday. What does Cody do? It's gathering resources. Was it like collecting sticks to make a fire? Does it expect me to read this tiny chat? Oh, okay. I can make it bigger. Okay. I was gonna say that is a major fail right there. Still tiny words. I don't really want to have to read that. So Cody is a blockchain network designed. Sorry, let me gather myself here. Cody is a blockchain network designed to enable secure and privacy computation on encrypted data using advanced cryptographic techniques, specifically garbelled circuits for an EVM Ethereum virtual machine compatible layer 2 solution on Ethereum. Cody V2 focuses on providing confidentiality and transaction on data, making it possible to build privacy-centric decentralized application, dApps, and services. Its technology allows for confidential transaction, privacy-preserving, machine learning, secure identity management, and more, all while maintaining regulatory compliance with high performance. Cody empowers organization in digital currencies, building custom payment solutions, process data securely on-chain, opening new possibilities for secure and private data processing in the blockchain space. Everybody got that? Sorry, I wanted to try to read that as fast as I possibly could. I thought it was funny. Maybe you didn't think it was funny. I thought it was funny. All right, where are we at in the chat? I was a big hodl and into Bitcoin, but never really traded seriously until I started watching the Lifer. Oh yeah, the Lifer The Lifer's hands down the most phenomenal trader I have ever seen. I don't even know why he worries about what people think. Well, I know he doesn't. Okay, I know he doesn't actually worry about what people think of him because he's got it. I mean, he's made it, right? But sometimes he'll be talking about, you know what I'm saying? He'll be like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna this or that, and at the end of the day, he's phenomenal, right? Okay, I feel better about it. I also didn't get out in time of Plasma. Still stuck in that. I feel you, Farnugger. I'm stuck in plenty of coins, right? I had a $2,000 portfolio of AI agents, and I'm still stuck in all of them because what are they going to do? But it was a calculated risk. You know, I took a little bit of money I had in Solana after I'd already doubled it up, and it was like $1,000. Then it doubled to like $2,000. So really my original investment was like $1,000. And now it's probably worth like $300. So it's very annoying. The fastest privacy layer in Web3. We have to take their word for it because we don't actually know. Cody uses, sorry, I got really excited there. Cody uses battle-tested cryptography. I really hate that word. Can we use cryptography? I mean, it makes sense. To serve fast and scalable privacy on demand to projects on all major blockchains. So here's the real big takeaway, right? Cody offers end-to-end privacy, confidential smart contracts, composable and programmable privacy, lightweight computation, regardless of the complexity. And anyone can build. Look at all these guys. Look at their faces. They all are involved somehow. Doesn't that make you excited? Look at all the pictures of them standing around in rooms and on furniture and behind computers. And yeah, why do they put that stuff on there? It literally means nothing. Sorry, like I said, I'm high energy most of the time. A lot of times y'all catch me at night when I'm like struggling to keep the energy up, but today I'm on one. Let's see, still stuck in that. Do you use bots to trade? I don't know. We use technical analysis to trade. Maybe Orhan uses bot. Orhan might actually be a bot. I'm not sure because he's always in a million projects and a million trades. Matter of fact, Fartknocker I literally gave Orhan like his own like section in the Discord. It's called the community charts, and that's where you will find Orhan in all of his bot-like behavior that he's got going on. And I mean that all in good humor. Yeah, I heard it's privacy feature that will make it the next narrative. Everyone is obsessed with the next narrative. Yeah, and we talk about categories and narratives. It's kind of like, you know, the category and the narrative that goes along with the category. Very important. But then you want to take a coin and you want to niche it down into something even more specific. So if we pull up its categories here, you might say, okay, this project is a smart contract platform. That's a good category with a good narrative, but it's also a layer 2. Now, you probably didn't hear us talk about the whole layer 1, 2, and 3 thing today, because today's stream is specifically focused on what is a layer 3, right? Very important to know, in my opinion, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about it as time goes on. But you could niche it down from being a smart contract platform into even more niche, like a layer 2. But then you could take that and niche it down again and also say, well, really it's about privacy and zero knowledge rollups. So what is a optimistic rollup versus a zero knowledge rollup? So for a long time, we mostly used optimistic rollups, and there was a time they didn't even use that. Optimistic rollups basically takes information that comes in and it says, well, we're very optimistic about this information being valid, correct, legitimate. And so they would, I don't know, pass it along like it was valid without really verifying it. That's the gist that I get. It gets more technical than that. I'm not trying to, you know, make your brain explode here. So then we had zero knowledge rollups, kind of the evolution of optimistic rollups. And you can use them together. Some people use both now. Some people just use one or the other. Anyways, zero knowledge is a way of verifying transactions without actually having any knowledge about the transaction. That part is probably not worth trying to hash out and explain because that would probably lose you, right? Oh, Coin Operator wants to know if I ended up getting the trading bot. I assume you mean the trading bot from Crypto Lifer. No, I didn't. That thing's like, what is that thing, 12 grand? I don't know. I'm sure it's great. Don't get me wrong. I know it's great because I remember watching the bot and everything, being at Crypto Lifer's house before he ever even told anybody about it. So, yeah, basically I know it was doing well, and shout out to him for really testing that thing and being the guinea pig with his own money before he ever told the group about it. Legit. That man is legit. So, no, I don't feel like dropping 12 grand on it right now. I'd rather put 12 grand in a crypto project right now. But once I take some profits and stuff and we roll into a bear market, I'd probably buy that and then implement it like at the bottom of the bear market, like a year and a half from the top, depending on if we get a 4 or 5 year cycle. But I digress. Orhan says AI is getting smarter. I hope so. But remember, Orhan, AI can't even spell the word network. So, you know, deep breaths. We got to be patient. Layer 3 is what you look for in new projects, ? Not necessarily, but I would be looking for it because layer 3 is really the next evolution of blockchains. So you have a layer 1, which is like Ethereum or Solana or any kind of layer 1, BNB or Binance, you know. Well, BNB, Binance Smart Chain, is the actual blockchain. And layer 2 would be like Polygon, you know. It solves transactions and congestion. Layer 3 is built on top of the layer 2, and it is for scalability and it's for customization and specialization, making something very niched out specifically for one application. Fun. So I want that bot Sam has, but I can't afford it though. Yeah, Crypto Maniac. I mean, I could probably buy it, but I don't really want to. It would be a big chunk of my liquidity. So do you trade with leverage? Yes, absolutely. But then again, Fartknocker, let me be very clear. Most of my bags are long-term holds bought at spot prices. Like my main bags are not being traded on leverage. Nobody wants to get liquidated for their main bags, right? XRP is a layer 1. Yes, the XRPL network is the layer 1 of XRP. They talk about it. They talk about it like it's the answer to everything. Whoa. Should have been here yesterday. We had a very long conversation about XRP and all of the crazy things that they say about XRP and XLM. Some of them make sense. Some of them don't make any sense. You know, kind of I'm going to make this real short, but one of the main things I hear them say, you know, is that it's going to be worth $30 or $40 or $50,000 a coin, XRP. And the reason why it's going to be worth that much money is because it has to be worth that much money. That is really, and I really don't want to, like, first of all, let me make it very clear that one of my biggest holdings is XRP. I believe in XRP. I think it's doing fantastic. I loaded up most of mine between 20 and 50 cents. So, like, I'm not a hater of XRP in any way, shape, or form. But sometimes we get a little crazy, and if your reason for why it's going to go sky high is just because it has to, well, I kind of need a little bit more, you know, we're here talking about crypto IQs, kind of need a little more information than that, right? And then you have the whole private ledger scenario. We won't get all into that. But yes, XRPL is the layer 1 project, the layer 1 blockchain for XRP, the token, or Ripple Labs, the actual company. Coin Operated says, pretty cool you've been Sammy's home. Yeah, and I didn't get anything, I didn't get any handout or exclusivity, you know what I mean? Like, I met him genuinely when I followed him for years, and he did not live in Florida where I live at all. And then he just happened to move here very close to me, and I had a handyman company. So I sent them an email and said, hey, if you need anything, I'm here, you know. And it just so happened he had some bar stools at his house that he needed cut down a little bit, right? Because they were too high. And I went there and did it, and that's how I met him. So it was a genuine thing, right? Banker coins. Yeah, Banker's coin. Yeah, and there's all this hype right now, Fartknocker, about, you know, Swift's going to use Lena, which is a layer 2 for Ethereum. A capital layer, right, for Ethereum. And that Swift is going to make its own ledger and cut XRP out. and then so the memeage and a lot of the crap, because on Twitter or something like that, they're rather very into XRP and they're talking crap about everybody else who doesn't buy XRP or something, or it's vice versa, and people don't own any XRP and they think everybody who does is an idiot. It's like there's not a lot of in between, or at least those people don't engage in the argument. But XRP was the main narrative, was always that they were going to take over all the business of Swift and basically cancel out Swift, get rid of Swift. We don't need it anymore. It's too slow. It's too archaic, right? And so if that's the original point of XRP, if that's what they're trying to do, then who cares if Swift uses Lena? If XRP is going to take all of the market share, then let Swift and Lena go down the tube. I don't know. Nobody knows. And anybody who tells you that they know what's going to happen probably doesn't know what's going to happen. All right, let's talk about Aavegotchi. So we have layer 3 projects. All these projects we're going over, Fartknocker, are layer 3 projects. Man, it has been a fun live stream today, I must say that. So Ghost, or GHST, is the ticker. And this is Aavegotchi, not a Tamagotchi, but an Aavegotchi, right? I thought this was going to be a pretty cool project. Never really went anywhere. I didn't buy any. Fartknocker says, I bought XRP exactly while it was at all-time highs a few months back. Never saw it go green. Sorry to hear that. When things are pumping and everybody's super excited, that is generally not the time to buy. So one thing that'll help you greatly, Fartknocker, is come over here to CryptoRank. There's a couple different places you could do this, but CryptoRank.io is probably the easiest website for you to see this. You see this thing called a Fear and Greed Index. Nice. Are there any profits right now? For what, XRP? I guess it depends on when you bought. It would have to depend on when you bought it, right? So Fartknocker, this is really what you want to look at. This is a Fear and Greed Index. And there's a different Fear and Greed Index we mostly use for the lifers, but I back tested it, and for weeks and weeks and weeks, they were exactly the same. Anyways, let me see. Actually, I'll bring up the original one because I have it right here, and we'll double, triple check that it's literally the same. Yep, at 64. So this thing kind of measures the market, right? And so when you're in greed, that means everybody's really excited. Prices are trending upwards, and everybody's getting very greedy. When it goes down into the red, neutral is yellow. It's obviously in the middle. And that's where we're not really in either or. But when you get down into the red, very low red or mid to low red, fear, that is usually your best time that I like to buy. I don't give financial advice, but me personally likes to buy and thinks it's a good idea for me personally when we are heavily in fear, not when we're heavily in greed. I hope that helps you. For layer 3s, are there any layer 3s in profit from when they launched? Yeah, I found out about the greed and fear index a few weeks ago. Buy in fear. Okay, so you got it. I hope I just, reaffirmed that. And are there any that are in profit? Well, that also depends on what time frame you're talking about. Aavegotchi is a very, old coin from 2020, super old, right? In crypto, that's pretty old. But if you go to the 7-day or the 24-hour, well, it's still red. But Aavegotchi is not really a project it's more like a fun project. It's not like a super serious project. Let's look at something more like Degen. Here's one you might want to look at. So Degen, talking about a layer 3 project, if you go to its max chart, it's up 8,000%. So you could say that it's green, like a little bit. It's up a little bit. And then imagine, you see this little line right here, January 14th, 2024. From that little line, skip all this huge price action. Go to this little line over here at the very end of the chart. The distance between the beginning little line and this little line, skipping all the stuff in the middle, is 8,000%. So you can imagine when it was up here at this top, March 31st, 2024, what the percentage gain was at that moment. It was pretty wild. Yeah, Fartknocker says, wow. But I wouldn't say that it got that much price action because it was a layer 3, right? So one thing in crypto is that fundamentals fundamentals, let's say tech, right, and fundamentals don't necessarily always equal price evaluation. That made people's millions. Oh yeah, lots of millions, I'm sure. And that's why they all sold it and it went to nothing, right? It probably wasn't easy to buy then. Yeah, maybe. I'm not really sure. I do hold some, but I bought it more recently, maybe last year. So hopefully it does something. And then in top gainers, see, here's one thing I do like. I don't know if anybody's ever picked up on this. I just realized this not that long ago. When you go into a category, right? Like we're in category of layer 3. So we're in crypto or CoinGecko, not crypto rank. We're in CoinGecko, and we search for layer 3 as a category. They have really good categories on CoinGecko. Then when you see trending and top gainers, it's giving you the trending and top gainers specifically for the category that you're in, right? So this zkSync right here is in the top gainers, and this ARCAD keeps flipping between a loser and a gainer. Anyways, and these are your trending. So DGen trending, Orbs trending, XAI are trending in relation to the other coins here. If you go to the actual CoinGecko trending, you probably won't see any of those coins. Does that make sense? Anyways, talk about Aavegotchi because I just want to pull it up because I think it's a hilarious project. All right, let's go to their website, Aavegotchi. Trade, play and earn, ghost, community, about, and announcements are different categories. So if you remember what a Tamagotchi is, oh, they migrated to base. That is the move right there. That is the move. Wow, they've done a lot since I looked at this project last. Aavegotchi. Man, where's my notes? I gotta write some notes down. Because I kind of want to make sure we go over some things tomorrow. Tomorrow is GameFi. Every Friday is GameFi Friday. Everybody's having a great time on Friday. We should have a little fun and bring something in exciting like some GameFi. Most of the community knows that. Farnarga says, hey, I got to go, but I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for all the info. You're absolutely welcome. Thanks for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. So we got Aavegotchi. What do they spell it with 2 A's? Why do they do that? Because it's Aave. Wasn't it originally on Aave? Well, I guess they bailed on Aave, right? And they went to base. The other one was... oh, what was the name of that project? I know how to figure it out. That's for sure. Let's go to trending. Wait, no. We need to go to top gainers, top losers. It was a game project that we were going over the other day. And I want to go over it again for GameFi Friday. And now it is gone. Oh, no. It's my neighbor Alice. That's what it is. Cool. All right. Now that that's done. Orhan says, great to have you here. Wishing you goodbye. What a great community we have. All right. This looks really cool, though. This looks like it has lots of play-to-earn games and stuff. Game Center. Can we actually play some? Could we do that? Even though it's not GameFi Friday? Okay, they're like, you're already here. Chill out. Is this like a play on stream? It's like a token or tower defense. Sorry, not token, but tower defense game. Yeah, that's what it says. Cool. It says it's live. Status live. I like that it's 3D. This looks pretty cool. And it says it's play to earn. We are definitely going to be going over that tomorrow. I don't want to spend too much time on it today, but tomorrow I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that one. And I really want to skip this because it looks very unexciting, but we have to look at it because, I don't know, when you feel like you should skip something because it's not exciting, it almost means that you should look at it. 6.2 million in market cap. That's not that great. Arbitrum and Solana. It is also games. So I'm noticing that a lot of a lot of games have this layer 3 feature, which makes sense because it would be built on a layer 2 and would be very specialized, right, for gaming. So the future of gambling is decentralized, right? Explore winner ecosystem. Winner by the numbers. Autonomous gambling. Make gambling legit again, right? Because I don't trust a lot of the gambling. And we're rolling into our second hour, and you know what that means. It is time to do our crypto gambling free dollar spin of the day on stake.com. And we will be playing Gods of Troy. We only have $1 to spend, so don't worry. If you don't like this part, it doesn't last very long. Don't run away. All right. It is loading. It'll just take a second. Bear with me. I don't know. I like this part of the stream. Who else likes this part of the stream? Do you hate this part of the stream? Why is it so loud? All right, turn it down. All right, so we only got 5 spins. So again, if you hate this, it's not going to take very long. Unless, of course, we actually win something, which would be nice. Or it says one day. Let's see. We're probably going to get, like, washed here. When the wilds are all the way at the, like, back of... Because you got to get them, obviously, from beginning to the end. You're probably not going to win anything. You want them at the front. You want to load the bases, right? It's like this one. We got one in the first channel there. Oh, let's see. A little 6 cents. 30 cents. It's like one free spin. And we got another coin. That's what I'm talking about. So the name of the game is you want to get all the way to your 10 spins. All right. We're almost loaded up the bases here. This is not a gambling stream, I promise. But we could have a little bit of fun, right? Are we allowed to have a little bit of fun? 9 cents. We need to win a little bit so that we can actually get all the way through our 10 spins. It's the last spin unless we win something. All right. But we set ourselves up. So look, all the bases are almost loaded. We just need to get one more coin, and we have 4 more spins to get one more wild in the middle there, in this middle section. And then we will have, hopefully, a good final spin there. And that will be seen tomorrow. That'll work out, honestly, for tomorrow's stream. So that'll be pretty fun. Yeah, Gods of Troy. Let's get it, baby. All right. It's actually set up beautiful for tomorrow. So tomorrow will be fun. And we were talking about Winner, which is a gambling decentralized. It just seemed like the perfect time to segue into that. Maybe I'll load up a couple of dollars for tomorrow's GameFi stream, and we'll play more like $2 or $3 or $4 or $5, right? With our free dollar. We'll see. We'll see. So we have the Dream Machine token. I kind of wanted to make sure we got to that. Dream Machine token. Also DMT. It feels wrong to go over this token without Blue Sky being here. But it only has 4.9 million in its market cap. We are getting into some very small market caps. Arbitrum. Ethereum, obviously it's a layer 3. How long is it until we get a layer 4, right? SocialFi, GameFi, smart contracts. And where is... It's got a .xyz. Notice a lot of people like that domain now. High score, bridge. This looks really simple. This is almost like scary simple. Senko Pets, Arcade... I mean, it's a very small project, right? Is it even fun? What is a Senko pet? Care for on-chain pets in our flagship game. So this is like their main game. Reminds me of DeFi pets. DeFi pets made me mad when they kind of rug pulled on anybody. Anybody know what DeFi pets is? Man, I was playing that game for a hot minute. And it was actually decent. think it was out of like Korea or something. I don't know where it was out of, but yeah. Anyways, so what? I can't see anything unless I connect a wallet. I don't want to connect a wallet. We'll do this tomorrow. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Very, very tiny project. Dream Machine token already up 468%. It is tiny. If it has a working game though, that's pretty cool. Senko TV, on-chain live streaming, simping and more. All right. They have an arcade, play games and wager with your friends. Tanks, Druid, Senko Connect. Oh man. They don't want none of this smoke. I am so good at Connect 4. It's stupid. Is this oh wow, you have to be like, oh, this looks fun. So what is this project called? It's called DMT, right? We're gonna come back to this. That might be a fun one to play tomorrow. Tomorrow is Game 5 Friday. Come back and hang out at Game 5 Friday. I don't even know what blockchain this thing is on. See, is my MetaMask logged in? No, it's not logged in. All right. So hopefully this will draw some people to tomorrow's stream. We're going to play around with this tomorrow. This looks fun. If it really has Connect 4, I could win me some money. I remember one time I sat down and played Connect 4 with somebody, and I beat him like 53 games in a row to 0. I don't even know how they kept playing so many times. Mostly because he got really mad that he couldn't win. And then I just continued to whoop him. I don't know why I'm so good at that game. So zkSync. And we're getting into some small stuff, right? Cheese. O3, you know, this is tiny stuff. But what do all these things have in common? Well, they're all layer 3. What is a layer 3? I'm so glad you asked, because it's the topic of the day. And we're just going to recap the tiniest bit. I promise I'm not going to read this whole thing over, right? So why do we need a layer 3? So I'm going to read. Even though layer 2s have solved the speed and cost problem, they still have severe general purposes. Layer 3s take it one step further, meaning they're meant to customize performance and security for specific use cases, reduce congestion on layer 2s by offloading niche application, add modularity, big crypto IQ word there, meaning devs can pick and choose their own data availability, security, or privacy layer. In other words, layer 1 focuses on security and decentralization, layer 2 focuses on scalability and speed, and a layer 3 focuses on specialization and flexibility. Awesome. Glad that we recapped that, right? And how's everybody feeling? We just rolled into our second hour being live. Crypto Plumber says, have a good night, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for being here, Crypto Plumber. We appreciate you. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? It is Thursday, so I'm pretty happy with the turnout on a Thursday, I must say. If you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord, like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, send this channel to someone who you know loves crypto. What do we got going on MemeX, right? Am I winning any money on MemeX? I have no idea. A little bummed by the fact that I can't figure out... I can't figure out what rank I am. I mean, I guess if I was in the top 500, that it would show me. But how do I even rank? You know what I'm saying? How do I rank into the top 500? All right, you know what time it is. We've got to ask the chat GBT. How do I get into the top 500 rank on the social media MemeX? Because it's my money and I need it now. No. I mean MemeX. So before you try and improve your rank, you need to know how the rank is determined. Obviously, engagement metrics like shares. This is why we all need to go over to MemeX and like and share everybody else's stuff. We could literally be winning money, guys. What are we waiting for? Get over to MemeX, make an account. Let's start liking and sharing and commenting on each other's posts and see if we can't get ourselves at least a couple $100 free. What are y'all scared of? Y'all scared of hitting 10 grand? 10 grand for free? I mean, if all we have to do is comment on each other's stuff, we could just sit there and comment, you know, over and over, right? Game the system. I don't know if it works that way. Reach virality. Virality? I must be getting tired because I can't even say that word. How many users see your meme? All right, let's put it that way. Whether it feeds on high influence accounts or goes into amplifying loops. Maybe we could boost that, right? Consistency, volume, originality. All of my stuff is original. You'd think it would do better. Network effect, collaborative, algorithmic favor. There you go. The great algorithmic favor that they never want to tell you what that is. Orhan says, okay, fine, let's do it. What are you waiting for, Orhan? You're always trying. You could put, Orhan, you could post all your trades over there. And that would you'd probably win more money than me, that's for sure, as far as ranking, because people love that stuff, Orhan. You might be tripping over pennies when you could be picking up 10 grand. That's some good trading money. All right, we're not going to go through all this, but it was an interesting thing to do. I really wish it would tell me what my rank was. That's the part that gets on my nerves. So leaderboard. The interesting thing is that the leaderboard seems like it is something completely different, right? Because this guy's on top, this MXT. But when we go to campaign, is he the number one guy? Maybe he is. No, he's not. He's not the number one guy. So what is the leaderboard about? If it's not about this money, then I don't even really care about it, right? No. You ain't got to give them your sauce, Orhan. You just got to post your winnings and flex on them, and they will be so enamored that they will have to give you one of these top ranked spots. I mean, it's simple. Plus Job says, what are we watching, L3s? If you're just tuning in, we've been streaming for 2 hours. We have covered L3s very thoroughly. And what is a layer 3? I literally just recapped it like 5 minutes ago. Let's see. I sell them fake signals and dump on them. Orhan, you're hilarious if you did that and then still made like a top spot. That might be a stroke of genius. Might be evil genius, but yeah. Says, F it, I'll sub, Weeball. All right, Plus Jobs, I'm with you. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the Underground Crypto Research Show. Whoa, just joined. Okay, all good. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'd recap it again, but I feel like that might not be fair to everybody who's watching for like the 4th time. But definitely go back and watch the stream or just show up tomorrow because we pick new topics every day to raise that crypto IQ so we can be better speculators, aka investors in the market. And I don't give financial advice, so please don't ask. That's what I have to say on YouTube. You know how it goes. You know how the game's played. And right now we're talking about MemeX, right? Plus Jobs. So if you don't know what MemeX is, it is like a Web3 version of X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it nowadays. And you actually link your actual Twitter profile to it. And then it's got all kinds of Web3 things, but they also have a campaign going on, right? And in the campaign, the top 30 ranks are getting 10 grand. And then, you know, the next 20 are getting 5. And it goes down like this with lesser and less money. And they're giving away money to the top 500 people that are like the biggest on their platform. So it's pretty cool. And he says he'll watch back. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I really do. And welcome to the community. There's a link to a Discord, not a Discord, my Discord in the description. Most people who are regulars here are in that Discord. So we can always help you or continue conversations. If you need anything but financial advice, we will be more than glad to help you in the Discord. And we have different chapters in there where you can check out different things. I also post in there way early in the day what we're going to be going over for the day, so you can see, you know, what we're going to be talking about. Anyways, this is my profile. I have no idea how I start going viral. How do I start going viral, guys? Thought just posting every day would do it. What is my best post has? What is it? My first one has like 881 impressions. I get way more impressions on average for a regular post than I do on actual Twitter. So there's that. I got that going for me. But anyways, Plus Jobs, if you want, make a MemeX account and then put your, account, profile, link, whatever, in the Discord, and then we'll all follow each other and pump each other's bags and hopefully get something going here where we can win. Even a few $100 would be pretty dope. I imagine that's what other communities are doing to farm some of that money. I have no assets on here. All right. Way to call me out. I don't have any meme core. I wish I would have bought. If I would have known this, what meme core was, I definitely would have bought some way sooner. And it's the wild, wild west a little bit over here on MemeX. So it's hype. All right. I will move on to something else. I do apologize. Why don't we play Darkstar? Again, we are over 2 hours into this stream. So we're chilling. We're chilling and hanging out. People drop anything in the comments you guys want to talk about. I can easily segue off of this game in a heartbeat if I need to. But I got to get one round in here. I got to get warmed up for GameFi. It's tomorrow and I haven't been practicing. Now, this project promises that you could make minimum $5 a day. What would $5 a day towards your favorite crypto projects do for you? Why do I have to turn everything into a sales campaign? I don't know. Maybe I'm just practicing for when we finally have a sponsor for the channel. What I do know is that I have no idea what wallet I gave them, so I have no idea if I've been earning $5 a day, but if I have, I got a decent amount of money sitting there waiting for me to invest. Just practicing my my showbiz skills and my talking. I've been practicing every day and I'm getting good. Next thing you know, I'm going to be hosting a show on television. No, I'm just kidding. YouTube is the future, or it could be a different platform, but streaming and stuff like this is the future of like what people will be watching. Gary Vee was one of the first people I really heard publicly announce and say that as his opinion, and I think he's right. I think in the future, people will have their favorite creators and stuff. You will get much more niched out content, much more content that's very specific to what you like with the creators that you like. And you won't have to ever watch another boring show on cable networks. Because cable networks don't get specific. We went from like the how do we make a show that most people will like to we don't care if most people like it. We care if the right people like it. And it's like on YouTube, if you think about demographic and people, like how many people do you really need tuning into your channel and watching your channel, subscribe to your channel all the time to be successful on YouTube? It's a much smaller number than you think it is. And another thing is that it's the same as like a small business, right? The amount of people that you need to interact and be a customer to your small business on a regular basis is way smaller than what you probably think it is. To make phenomenal money and be successful, it's far less money than you would think, or far less customers than you think. Depends on what the cost of your products and services are. I talked about being a handyman for many years and running a handyman company. I also had a moving company at the same time. And so, yeah, was making a good amount of money. But I didn't need a ton of customers because every job was a decent amount of money. Now, if your service is like washing out trash cans, which there are people who do that, you need a lot more customers. But because the price point is lower, you basically can pick up a lot of customers a lot easier. More people are likely to say yes to your service if your service costs, under $100 or under $50 even. Most of the people who clean garbage cans. Of course, I'm about to get washed on this boss. Did I get hit? Sometimes I can't tell if I got hit or not, but I guess I did. This part's really annoying. I really wish I could use a different control for this thing. I hate using... Damn, I always get hit by those things. I don't know how I'm supposed to not get hit by those things. But yeah, the control is just like this little circle in the middle with the mouse. It's terrible. Legitimately awful. Can I beat this boss? I don't think so. Yeah. And we done. And I could rebirth, but what's the fun in that? When you fail, you gotta own it. You gotta own your failures. All right. So where are we at in the chat? Nothing new in the chat. Nothing new in the chat. Mostly Orhan. Orhan is just hanging in. Fartknocker was talking a lot. Shout out to everybody who's still here with us. I can see there's several people on the stream. Who didn't we see tonight, though? Shout out to Miss Williams. We didn't see her. Lindsay Linz hung out with us last night. We didn't see her today. I think she might have. Oh, yeah. She told me she wasn't going to be here. She had soccer for her kid or something like that. So always shout out to her if she watches it again. Just know I said you were missed, and you were. You were definitely missed. Who else are we missing? Blues Guy, of course. You can tell when Blues Guy is not here. He's so active in the chat that I look forward to tomorrow when Blues Guy is back. But Orhan's been holding it down. At least one of our moderators was here today. And this is Gala Games, for anybody who doesn't know. And we will sell that sugar to the neighbors. It's the way to go. Way to make that money. Hardcore scalping at the minute. All right, Orhan, getting it in. I hear you. I got to sell all these pumpkins you made me get, Orhan. Boom, Solana breakout. What time frame are you usually scalping on, Orhan? Like the 1 minute or something? And what's your main strategy, Orhan? Do you use the flag touching the 21 above the 200? Is that kind of your main scalp? Shout out to the worst lunch in the chat today. Ranch Lori. Does anybody have any idea what he's talking about? Shout out to the worst lunch in the chat today. Are you guys having lunch in the chat and you guys didn't bring me any at all? I'm like about to cry over here. Why are y'all having lunch without me in the chat? No idea what this guy's talking about. But shout out to you, Rancho Lorne. Hopefully you're a good actor. I don't know if that was supposed to be a diss or something and he like misspelled a word so it didn't slap, or if he's actually a nice guy and he was just trying to say something and I don't get it. Shout out to the worst lunch in the chat. Loving the show, bro. Thank you, Garden Warrior. I appreciate that. And I am enjoying everybody just being a part of the channel and hanging out with me. When I was doing this deep dive, before I ever even thought about putting it in a channel, I didn't have fun like this and play Gala games at all. I was in these websites for hours, and the worst part of it was looking at so many websites and being like, wow, I think a lot of these websites are really cool project, and having nobody to talk about it with. Nobody. I have very few legitimate crypto people in my life prior, in real life, just one or two people. And, not saying nothing, but I was definitely spending a lot more time and taking it more serious than they were. And, I couldn't talk to them about this stuff because they just didn't know anything about it. So that's why we got to do it together, right? We got to stick together. 1:15:30. I love flags. Okay, the 1, the 15, and the 30. Okay. I love flags and liquidity maps. So you use Bookmap, Orhan, or use something else, right? Use Glassnode. Who had the worst lunch today at work is what Rancho Lauren is asking. That makes more sense. That makes much more sense. Well, I'm glad, because I've never seen you chat before. I thought maybe you were just somebody coming in here to say something off unhinged, which really doesn't happen to us because we're a small channel. But what did everybody put, this is how we're going to do this. Everybody put what you had for lunch today in the description. Orhan, I don't think he eats lunch because I think he eats charts for lunch. I don't think he has time for lunch. He's too busy scalping. I don't think anybody's feeding Orhan. And what did I have for lunch? I don't even know. Didn't have lunch actually. So my lunch was right before the stream, and it was a pub sub. And if you don't know about the Publix subs, Publix is a chain of grocery stores, and then they have the best subs. Garden Warrior says, your channel gives me early lifer vibes. I got into crypto much the same way and time as you, and yeah, I got maybe 2 bros into crypto as well. So I like to be around other crypto enthusiasts. Well, you are in the right place for sure, Garden Warriors. We are so glad to have you here, and I appreciate you saying that. Gives you early lifer vibes. Okay. Had a really interesting conversation with Lifer the other day, so maybe I don't know, I'm not gonna promise nothing. There might be some big things on the way. The coin glass one works just fine. Forget to eat. All right, it happens when you're scalping. It's hard to make time for food. I make lunch now. So why did nobody put what they had for lunch in the chat so that we could answer Rancho Lorne chat? Was it random? Maybe it was random, but we've never had him chat before, and he's here, so we kind of we owe him that warm welcome. So I want to hear what everybody had for lunch. Like Underground Cryptians Unite. This is like a focus group. We got to put what we have for lunch. I had a pub sub, so effectively I had a sub sandwich, roast beef. It was delicious. Oh, Garden Warrior says I'm making lunch now. Well, you can tell us what you're making, because I mean that is what you're going to eat for lunch, right? Chicken breast, pork chops, tomatoes, and avocados. That sounds fantastic, Garden Warrior. It really does. Where are all my people at? I guess, well, there were quite a few people who were in the chat. I'm scrolling back who have already said goodbye. And we are rolling into 2.5 hours streaming. And the big question is, where do we go from here? I think 2.5 hours is a pretty solid stream, right? And those weekend streams, they slap, because I start at 10 p.m. where I am, obviously, different for you. And, yeah. Orhan says, usually Carpao, it's a basil beef chili rice dish. Bro, that sounds so good. So good. I love that kind of food. I could eat that every day with runny egg yolk. Yeah, Orhan, that sounds phenomenal. And I guess that's what we got. So, you know, Rancho Lorne, if you're still here, I would like to know what you had for lunch today, since you brought up the question. Yeah, I gotta love runny egg yolks. Yeah, I eat basically sunny side up eggs for breakfast like every morning. I'm on that gym kick, you know what I'm saying? So like one piece of like Dave's bread, which is like a very healthy bread, pretty low calorie, just to get a little bit of carbs before I hit the gym, and like 2 eggs, maybe some bacon in it, maybe not. A piece of bacon broke up if I got it pre-cooked, but that's my breakfast pretty much like every morning. Fire. definitely is the right combination to get you going at the gym. Of course, your creatine and pre-workout and all that stuff. I have like a super clean pre-workout. And again, we're just hanging out right now. We're 2.5 hours into this stream. And we've been hitting the day hard, right? I brought the energy today. I brought the high IQ. Not my high IQ necessarily. I'm not trying to brag. But, I mean, I brought the good subject for us to raise our crypto IQ. And so, yeah. We hit it hard. We deserve to chill for 5 seconds and talk about whatever we want to. So, Orhan says, used to cook Michelin, but nothing beats Thai street food round here. The amount of MSG they use is ungodly. Yeah. Hey, MSG is good for you, and I stand on that. I'm doing the keto thing at the moment, says Garden Warrior. I thought so by what you said you were eating. I definitely thought so. My problem with keto is when I do keto, I think I can eat as much like meat and cheese and stuff as possible, or as I would like to. Obviously not as possible. And I definitely still have to count my calories. Otherwise, I eat probably way too many calories and I don't lose any weight. Y'all making me hungry. Yeah, Orhan, that's what we were trying to do. I think that it was the sabotage mission that Rancho Lauren was on, because he asked that and whatnot, and then, like, he's not here involved in this chat. So what was he trying to do to us, you know? Enjoy the topics, bro, in the chat. Hey, I appreciate you saying that. Garden Warrior says he's here for it all. And let's check out our top fans. And the fun part about the top fans on this channel is that you can't buy your way to the top because I don't have any super chats. So you have to actually chat your way to the top here. Orhan with 225 points and Garden Warrior with 225 points. So they are neck and neck. And Crypto Maniac with 150 points. After that, I can see what most. And Blues Guy, who has only popped in a couple of times, is like number 4 or 5. I don't know. I already clicked out of it. Okay, here's Ranch O'Lorne. I'm just going to call him Ranch. Can you just be Ranch? It's so much easier. 20 grams carb, all of that. Orhan says 20 grams carbs, all that. Okay. So a chicken burger, a Dinajir sausage on a bun. I know I said that wrong. And some chickpea salad. I ate on the deck. I'm building in the backyard in the suburbs. Bored as solo day 8. Sounds delicious. And he's building a deck, so that's what's up. I'm glad he could join us. Ranch, where are you from, Ranch? Where you hail from? I do like to ask everybody that. Also, Ranch, you should join the Discord and come back every single day and become an underground cryptian and raise your crypto IQ. Is that a lot to ask? Am I asking too much, guys? I might be. Good discipline. Very nice. During this stream, the $40 is now $800. Good vibes makes better traders. Hey, I'm glad it's doing it for you. I'm glad you're making the bucks so that you will have lots of money saved up, Orhan, for when we get our super chat feature, and then you could send some super chats in. I'm just messing with you. Orhan trying to keep it less than 100 grams a day, which is hard. Of carbs, 100 grams? Bread is my nemesis. Yeah, right. That's the worst part about keto, is like not being able to have a bun on your hamburger or something, or like if you're having like a sausage or something, bratwurst, you can't have a bun. Who wants to eat? I got used to it, but you know, it just makes it so much more enjoyable. And that like super low carb bread almost always tastes terrible. Waiting for it. Okay. 100 carbs sounds like a luxury, Garden Warrior. When I do it, it's like under 20 carbs. So maybe my wife has just been lying to me this whole time and I could have way more carbs than that. Now I'm suspicious. Garden Warrior might as well stick to eating peanut butter straight from the jar. Hey, Orhan, peanut butter has a lot of carbs in it, brother. So that's not going to work out. Or maybe that was what the joke was. I have no idea. All right, what are we selling to the neighbors yet? That sugar cane. Ship it to the neighbors, the neighboring villages. And bring me my money. And now I'm just stuck with all of Orhan's pumpkins. We got to have at least 10 to sell them off. This Gotchi Guardians looks fun. I really want to play this. In the Steam store, though. All right. I mess with this. I got to figure out tomorrow one of my big projects. Let me write that down somewhere. Is figure out the streaming for the games, because I hate how choppy they come through. Why can't I, how do people on Twitch stream games? My computer is not, it's not a bad computer by any means. It's a gaming computer, so I know it does well. Oh, Orhan says, dang, I didn't know. Garwar says, but no. Almond butter roasted. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I really want to play this Gotchi Guardians, but it brought it up on the web. I got to actually bring Steam up because I use a laptop. Even though it's a pretty good laptop, I have everything on a external hard drive, which is fire because when I want to go somewhere else, I can just pull that off and go somewhere else and plug it into another computer. So I pretty much need to spend tomorrow probably moving everything over to my external hard drive, and then maybe I'll have a bunch of freed up RAM and stuff for streaming. The crazy part is, tell me how this makes sense, right? So when I'm using Wi-Fi for the laptop, it seems to be zero difference from when I plug directly into the router. Shouldn't it be faster? And it says I have 10 gigabyte port. I think I should be getting some serious streaming power there, but it doesn't seem to make any difference at all. It's very annoying. I will be spending a bunch of time tomorrow. So, Ranch says, weird, the algorithm sent me to your channel. HBAR and XRP have been my money bags. Nice. Yeah, one of my biggest bags is XRP. I made a little bit of a fumble on HBAR. I held it through the entire bear market. And then I wanted to switch out of something, and Crypto Lifer said that he hates HBAR. So I decided HBAR was the one I should sell. And mind you, I've been holding it the entire bear market. And literally a day or two after I did that, it just skyrocketed from 6 cents to 25 cents. And I was like, nice. If I would have just waited 2 more days, I could have sold out of it in some big profits and then actually had a lot more liquidity to play around with. But I was getting so tired of waiting for it to move. If you're super strict, you should be less than 20 grams. Okay. But I can't function at no carbs. I got a desk job, got to think, hard to do with 0 carbs and sugar. Almond butter is the good stuff. I do consume that occasionally. Yeah, and I feel you. And when you're hitting the gym a lot with some hard workouts, got to have some carbs. Yeah, I can't be doing no carbs. So that's why a lot of times I do more calorie tracking. Anybody in the chat in Florida? Anybody in Florida? Just figured I'd ask. Probably not. We got to get a little bit bigger before we get some people in here from Florida. And you notice who didn't come back to the stream today? PV Vincenzo. I was hoping he would show up today. Anyways, I'll stop talking about it. Oh, you're good, dude. You're good. I was actually enjoying that conversation, Garden Warrior. Absolutely. And if you're a garden warrior, do you have a really big garden? My whole backyard I took up all the grass and mulched the whole thing, fruit trees, tons of plants and things planted all the time. But then when my businesses blew up, I had 0 time to do that. So I had to let it all go back to grass. And that was pretty defeating because I did it all myself by hand. It was a lot of work. And I would pretty much live out there eating fresh tomatoes and stuff. Says, I wish I was in Florida. Hey, I wish you were in Florida too. And we could kick it in person and talk about some crypto. Good Vibes Club. That just sounds fun. Just go there. Thanks for the chat, CEO. Absolutely, Ranch. Come back sometime. You'll be missed. What is the Good Vibes Club? It's an NFT project. Let's go to the website. NFTs is one thing I don't keep up with enough, just because it seems like absolute treachery. It really does. Follow the journey to Vibe Town. Do they actually have something we can launch? Got a Twitter, Discord. What's coming soon? They have a coming soon. What is that? A TikTok, right? Right. Is that what that is? Yes. TikTok sucks for me because TikTok thinks that everything in crypto is a scam if you're not already a huge channel. So when I post stuff, they will literally not show it to anybody. I will post things and it'll be at 0 views for like a week. And then I'll just delete it because they literally didn't show it to anybody. It's like unforgivable, right? They didn't even give me a chance. Miss Williams in the house. Hello all. I was just saying how we missed you and that you weren't here. So I'm glad that you dropped by and said what's up. Said, yes, bro, I grow most of all my own vegetables. Most of it gets given away to the family, but one of my other passions. That's awesome, man. That's actually something I loved for a really long time. I wish I still had time for. Yeah. And I would be out there all day, every day, just hanging out in the garden, planting stuff. I love eating a lot of stuff raw, especially the asparagus. You growing some asparagus? I love asparagus. Comes back year after year. You ain't got to keep replanting it. It gets a little bigger every year, and you could just break off the asparagus right as they pop up and eat them, and it's just like the same as if you cooked them. It's ridiculous. They're so good. So, yeah, we definitely would see eye to eye on that. I just randomly pulled this up, so we will move on from it. It looks terrible. Its market cap is 5,000 Ethereum. I love when our market caps are measured in Ethereum because I don't know what that number is supposed to be. I guess I could do math, but it's too late in the stream to be doing math right now. That's my opinion. So we had a nice little break. I enjoyed it. A couple minutes to let my brain rest from all this IQ and... Is that even fair? Can you do that? Can you talk about IQ and then make up a stupid word? I don't think you can do that. I think that's illegal. Let's go to CryptoRank. Now let's look at some new tokens that are fresh out, right? So let's go to recently listed. Metal Warrior. That sounds awful. It's a meme coin, so we're going to skip that. Open Eden Open Dollar. What is an open dollar? Obviously, it's a stable coin on the Open Eden network. I guess that goes without saying. Moonwalk Fitness. Let's go. What's the fitness? Oh, man. What was that project? I should know that off the top of my head, but I guess I'm getting tired. That everybody was so bullish on, and then it honestly was terrible, and then it totally folded. The one where you could walk and you could buy sneaker NFTs to boost how much money you were getting from walking. All of those things always wind up being like a race to the bottom. But they just raised $3.4 million. I don't know if that's a lot for this or not. I mean, their market cap is $5.7 million. So, I mean, that's most of their market cap right now. Let's go to the website. Somebody please tell me what the project was. What was the name of that project? It was like a fitness fi. I do grow asparagus, bro. It's coming up into our spring now. So getting everything prepped up. It's definitely a labor of love having the garden. Good therapy though. Yeah, absolutely. It gets you outside, into some fresh air and stuff. It definitely is really good. So gamify your fitness journey. And if you're not working out and listening to Jim Rohn, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if I can sell Orhan on that one. Okay, so you can get it on the Play Store. Only possible on Solana. What is the market cap? We could... Oh, it's like 5 million. All right, guys. There is a chance that we could be really early on this thing. Log in with a wallet. Welcome. Just walks around with his computer. Oh, wait. Why does it say MetaMask, though? MetaMask doesn't have a Solana. Soulflare. All right, I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to figure it out. I do have my Soulflare, but I don't have it logged in, and I don't feel like doing it either. Orhan says, wow. I don't know what he's saying wow to. Maybe that all that gardening that Garden Warrior is doing. I remember DZ back in the day was doing, he has the shoes. Yeah, DZ and who I met, by the way. I met DZ. Hung out with him for like a week. Steppin'. Yeah, that's it, Garden Warrior. You got it. That thing was a race to the bottom. You know what was the most annoying thing about that project? Is that I wanted to get on there and I probably would have bought some NFT. I probably would have taken part in it, but you couldn't get into it. Like, you couldn't use it without like a referral code. And then on their Discord, they would put out a referral code like every 5 minutes or something like that. And they have bots sniping them. I think what they were doing is they were sniping them and making new accounts and selling those accounts, right? I think is what they were doing. But it was hella annoying because I couldn't get into the project at all. And it was super annoying. Anyways, enough about that. It does look really cool. I think I'm going to download it on my phone and see what's going on. See what's going on with that. I'll give them like my CoinGecko Solana address and go from there. So that's pretty cool. I mean, this thing just launched. It has a tiny market cap. If it does anything at all, it could get to popping. It's got those nostalgic vibes, right? So that was social. They have it under social. It should be like FitnessFi, right? Then you have this Pop. I'm pretty sure we looked at this yesterday, right? Didn't we look at Pop yesterday? I can't keep track of it. We look at so many different things. Garden Warrior says, I got a referral code, but couldn't use it down here in NZ. Oh, okay. I don't know why that might be, but I'm sure there's a lot of issues between, projects and websites and stuff and being in New Zealand. So, yeah. Human-centric. Web3 social. Yes, we definitely just looked at this the other day. Pop. And they have quests. You can go on like a little mission, a little quest. And there's no data. I love when there's no data on their own websites. That's cool. Bounty Hunter, also no data. Mint profile, go Pop. I just want to see, the quests. I might want to go on a side quest. It's worldwide out here. Yeah, that's very true. I don't know what you're referring to, but yeah, it is worldwide out there. Let's go away from this project because it doesn't seem to be saying anything. 17.3 million in its market cap for Pop. We will keep that on the radar. And then we just go into a bunch of memes, and honestly, who cares? Oh, let's look at our Binanceans. That thing probably got absolutely beat up today. Did I spell it wrong? No, I didn't. I figured it out. I figured out, everybody, how to spell Binanceans. Are you guys proud of me? I like how I blamed it on typing with one hand. Dang, this thing is where it was when I bought it. Glad I only bought $5 worth. It's at a 1.4 million market cap. That would be bullish if it didn't already pump up really high. And what did it come out around October 4th? So this thing has only been out a couple of days. It might have another pump or two in it. It's not unheard of to get a sell-off. Maybe we got all the weak hands out. Let's be optimistic. I'm not down bad. I'm just early. And I did buy $5 of that coin on MEXC Global Alpha. So I could lose $5. I could probably eat that. I just maybe not have lunch for one day. Speaking of all this lunches. All right, let's go to bubble maps on the hour. I don't see anything great here. MemeX getting a little bit of a pump. Let's go to the daily. Not seeing PancakeSwap. Not much action for PancakeSwap today, but I don't see it down a whole bunch either. Cake, yep, on the daily down 3.3%. That's nothing. That's not even worth writing home about. And we've gone over a ton of stuff today. I feel like this was a very successful stream. All right. So what do we do now? Got a couple minutes to kill. We will do something completely non-crypto related, but it's just fun. So we're going to have a little bit of fun before we hop off. I'm going to get us at least another 15 minutes of stream here. That way we can call it a 3-hour stream, right? Let's go to previously played. They took my favorite games away. And so that was a big slap in the face. I don't know why they did that to me. And I'm just playing off a free spin, so I think I have like 2 spins, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree, Orhan. Let's see. Oh, but they didn't actually put the lightning bolts in there? What was that about? It was false advertising. That was fake news. Yeah, that was all the spins I had, guys. So that was fun for a second. I can't believe they got rid of my favorite games on there though. That was really. I've been making so much money off of those games for a while that ever since they took them away, I don't hit as much. Let's try out this daily challenge. Let's go. For some reason, this is way funner to play than the regular like storyline. I don't know why that is. I'm like, what is it doing? All right, we got some money. I feel like this thing just goes on forever. The daily challenge is like a see how long you can last kind of thing. One missile. Well, Mr. J said that he really likes Web3 gaming. Anybody else a big Web3 gamer? Even if you don't play a lot of Web3 games, you really like the idea of digital ownership of your assets in a game. The idea of play to earn, right? The idea that you could actually make some legitimate money just playing a video game, even if it was just a little bit of money, right? Even if it was just more money to like invest in crypto. Just seems like such an awesome thing to do. But nobody can really figure it out. So we'll have a lot of fun on the stream tomorrow, I think, that's for sure. I'm debating on if I should sit down for GameFi Friday. Because this standing for 3 hours stuff is wild. I mean, I don't know how Lifer does this standing at the stand-up desk every day. It's great for the first like hour and a half, and then after that, I just want to sit down. But I would have to like readjust all of my cameras and everything. So we probably won't be doing that. At least not while we're live. I could obviously set it up for tomorrow. All right, nothing going on in the chat. We're definitely going to be running a little longer here. And I'm not going to lie, I hate the controls on this game, but I do enjoy this game quite a bit now that I've played it for a few days. A few weeks probably. I mean, it's the Gala game is more of like an idle game. This game's a little more actual fun and interactive. Finally, I got these. Those little blades that spin around you, they're like one of the best things you can get, especially for taking out the boss. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Run away, run away. Man, I always get hit by those things. So annoying. I don't know how I'm supposed to dodge them. I guess you stay like out towards the outside of the ring. Makes dodging everything easier. Maybe not, because I still just got hit by whatever that was. Dang. Those little wave things didn't go away with the boss. It's not fair. Did we get nothing for beating the boss? All right, let me hop into the chat here. So, considering the amount I've spent on Robux over my son's life, I feel you on that one, Garden Warrior. I have a son as well who plays. I mean, he's heavily regulated, but he plays some games on there. I'd be happy to own some of the things we bought in the game. Yeah, exactly. Man, it's going to be crazy. My kids, it's probably going to be so normal. You should buy one of those motorized tables so you can raise it up and down, sit down in a chair all the way to the floor. That might help. Miss Williams, I have a stand-up desk. Like, I have one that raises up and down. I call it a stand-up desk. I mean a adjustable desk. I actually do have one. The problem is that, like, I just had such a great idea. My camera is not. And one of the big problems is that the desk itself has a glass top, which is really cool for writing on and stuff with like the whiteboard markers and stuff. I can just write notes directly on it. And it's a nice surface, but it's hard to like attach like a microphone boom arm kind of thing. I had one of those. There was no good way to attach it, and you're right on glass. Even if you put something in between it, it's a lot of pressure on the glass. If I could somehow mount the camera on the table, then when I moved it up and down, it would stay in the right place, right? I got to look for something. I'm glad you said that, Miss Williams. I used to play Roblox 10 years ago. I just sold one of the hats there for real dollars, worth $1,000. Wow. Is that where you got all this money to trade from, Orhan? Some stuffs are just worth few tens of thousands on Roblox. Okay. And Miss Williams says neat. Yeah, that's a good point. I should figure that out. Because if I could kind of bounce back and forth, that would be fun. I told myself I would do these live standing up. Because if I was sitting down, I might have like bad posture or something. But I tell you, after 2-3 hours, I don't even know if I care about posture anymore. Should do like a all-day game stream. If I could get games to actually like load properly. Or not load, that's not what I'm talking about. If I could get games to actually like play without lagging, I could do more gaming streams and really make my wife annoyed with me for how many hours I would stream. But I'd probably pick up a lot of subs, and I love that kind of thing. So it'd be a lot of fun. And it would add a new dimension to the channel, With a channel that's so focused around crypto IQ, it would be cool to kind of like also grab another audience that's more into like gaming. Who is it? Crypto Stash, right? Crypto Stash is he's all about gaming. I never watch his channel anymore, mostly because I have no time. But it's been a lot of years, so that's not even a good excuse. I was watching his channel for a while. Seems like a lot of sponsorships and stuff. I really wanted to know where I can make that money. Please, we need another DeFi summer. of like Web3 gaming. We didn't know how good we had it at the time. We really didn't. We didn't know how good we had it. Can I just sit in one place and not even move? Well, I guess we have to move because we need some experience points for them upgrades. What I really need is that little magnet that like grabs all of the experience points on the board. That would be dope. Now we've gotten so decked out, I can just like run directly into everybody. Oh man, they made the circle really small. And the boss moves around. Man, it got me with that too. That's not fun. I need health. I need like a health regenerator. That's what I really need. There's so many things bouncing around too. I don't know which ones of them are mine and which ones belong to the boss. That makes it really complicated. Are we winning or are we not winning? Come on, we could do this. But for real, I don't know which things bouncing around are mine and which ones belong to the boss. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be dodging. All right, we got him. Oh man, we're going to upgrade so many times right now. Yes, please, for another DeFi summer. Exactly. Oh yeah, we're getting so many upgrades. That was great. I don't know. We might be invincible at this point. I'm not sure. There's definitely no way to avoid these people coming at us. I really hope that I check the wallet when I finally find it. I have a feeling that I made a wallet specifically, like that they gave me to make, you know what I mean? To use their wallet, and that's where my coins are. And I hope that I actually made some money. Even if it was only like $20, $30, that would be awesome. I'd move it over to MemeX and start trading with it. Orhan, tell me more. I'll have to go find my son's account and auction off skins, etc. Yeah, get your money back. Get your money back for sure. The devastating whirlwind. I don't think I really have to move around anymore. It's just to collect experience points pretty much at this point. Increase our movement speed. That would be helpful. All right, here's another boss. I guess I kind of got to run away from him. How many different upgrades can you get? Oh, we got a lucky chest. Are you in Discord? Yeah, that would be the place to go, Garden Warrior, in the Discord. I'm sure that he's in the Discord. I have mentioned the Discord so many times that I don't think it's possible that he's not in the Discord. Oh, I got alarms going off. Do I just play this game all night? I don't know if I can even lose now. But of course, a part of me really wants a magnet so I can get all this XP and be extra super decked out. Oh, we got another boss coming. Oh, this looks like a really hard boss. Matter of fact, if I remember, he's the boss who killed me last time. Dang, he got me with that. I was moving too slow. Oh, he gonna get me again. Oh, man, I ran into the bomb. Don't think that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, wow, he's got laser beams. That's not good. Dang, I got hit with it again? Bro, the little expanding ones, those be the hardest to get away from. My strategy is to hide, like, all the way at the bottom of the map. Dang, he got me again. Thought I had some health regeneration. Where is my character? Come on now. Oh, man, he almost got me with that punch. Pretty sure he can't even reach me there. Damn, I drove right into his laser beam. I got, like, no health. Come on, finish him off. Hurry up. Oh. Yeah, we got to keep going on that one, though. We got to keep going. I need these experience points more than he does. Oh, man, it's going to punch me into next week with that thing. I don't think max HP is going to help me if I can't regenerate. Oh, man. Drove into the laser beam trying to read the chat. Oh, we won? We did it. Wait, we got all these little loot boxes? Let's go. We did something. Where's my money? I want my $5. I said I want my $5 now. All right. We did a thing. Collect all our rewards, then we'll check on the chat. Is the music even still playing? I had to turn it up. Do we still have music? Said I want my $5 now. All right. When did the music stop? Was the music ever even playing? I'm pretty sure it was. Collect all our rewards, then we'll check on the chat. Orhan, you're fine, dude. Don't worry. Is the music even still playing? I have to turn it up. Do we still have music? When did the music stop? Was the music ever even playing? I'm pretty sure it was. Alright, I can hear the music now. Alright, guys. Yeah, don't worry about spamming the chat, especially at 3 hours into the stream. You good, you good, you good. Matter of fact, you'd really just drive up the algorithm, to be honest. So, ain't nobody worried about that. I am manufacturing all these things. I don't even know what they are. What am I even making? All right, I've said it once, I said it twice, I'll say it again. Everybody have an absolute wonderful night. Oh wow, we had 258 people come through the stream. That's fire. That might be the most people we've ever had come through a stream. So that's pretty cool. Stream's getting bigger, things are taking off. Stay underground, stay crypto. I'll see you on the next one, GameFi Friday tomorrow. Was I supposed to do like the outro? Do we do the countdown? We got to do the countdown, right? Why not? Take care, Miss Williams. You might want to rewatch this one. This one was a really good crypto IQ raiser. We talked about layer 3 Even if you just kind of skip to where we talked about it. Of course, I would love if you watched the full 3 hours, but I would totally understand if you didn't. Let's turn up that music a little bit. We'll do the count out and then I'll leave. Easy hunting. Okay, I will. Yeah, I appreciate it. Just because when we have a really good topic, I kind of want to make sure everybody's up to date. So when we build upon it later on, everybody knows what we're talking about. I will end the stream on that countdown. Garden Warrior says, good show, bro. Always good to hang out and see you tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying that. I have such a great time hanging out with you guys. And I will see you in the Discord. You can always put @ and then my, username, Underground Crypto, if you want to say anything specific to me. But I monitor. I'm in there in that Discord, so I see most things. So if there's anything you want to say to me and I'm not streaming, you can throw it in there. My $40 is now 800. Gonna come. Great stream. Good job, Orhan. You must have really hit a good one. I wish I could turn $40 into 800. I'm not that skilled. Milking that Zcash pump hardcore. Nice. I don't get to focus on trading that much. I always have to focus on a million other things. But we'll get there one day. And that Zcash has been absolutely pumping. It's crazy. Did I turn the music up too loud? Milking that Zcash pump hardcore. Nice. Why do I not hear any music playing? Oh, because it was the last. I figured out why it stopped. He says I just got lucky. Hey, man, good for you, though. Good for you. Now you can't say you can't afford no super chats. It feels good to sit down. Since you guys can't see me, I could actually lower my desk and sit down. Why am I doing the 5-minute count out? I have actually no idea. I actually didn't join Lifer yet. I'll use this, I guess. Well, there you go. I mean, you got like 8 months worth right there. I think you could do a month or two in the Lifer group. And the Lifer group, they have that 99 chat. I used to hang out in there a lot. But I don't really hang out in there very often because I got to run my own stuff. Definitely worth jumping into the 99. I like the 99 a lot. I don't get to hang out there as much, but I keep the Lifer's channel, one, because mad respects to Lifer, so I'm never leaving his group, but I love all the stuff that he puts out, just his TA for Bitcoin and stuff, and then for the alts as well. All right, guys, it's that final countdown. Last 30 seconds. Everybody have an absolute great night. Stay underground, stay crypto, stay learning together, deep diving, researching, raising that crypto IQ. What is a layer 3? Do you know? I'm pretty sure you guys all know what a layer 3 is, but there will be quizzes. There will be quizzes on this stuff. And that'll be probably how we do some giveaways. And even as we sign off, we got 16 people hanging out. If you're just coming in, you missed most of the show. Have a great night. Rewatch. Come back tomorrow. Stay underground. Stay crypto.